everyone! Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chromatic Chimera, where we will be doing issue number 5 of Dead Winter, called The Ferryman today. With me, I have the usual suspects. Tonight, we have our lovely Aviva, who is going to be giving us our monologue to start us off. So take it away, Aviva.
Another day, another dead body. Or to be precise, another crop of missing dead bodies to go along with a bunch of empty safes that we've discovered all across our investigations into the mysterious killings of Barlow City. When last we left off, the crew had convened at Victor's apartment, which was super gothic and full of mysterious cat documentary equipment, deciding to do some research on the security and surveillance of the Barlow City Museum, entrances and exits, locations of security cameras, guard routes, and the like. So we discovered that Claire, the curator of the museum, was going to be at the museum late on the night of the heist. Hold on, sorry, I lost my spot. Oh yeah, right. Then the museum heist happened, which seemed like it was going off without a hitch until the moment that the giant T-Rex skeleton standing in the atrium of the museum came to life and started chasing us down the streets of the city in our getaway vehicle. We also ended up having a masked assailant in hot pursuit, which turned out to be Claire. We ended up taking both Claire and the goldified Lenore to Rosa's house, that's Aviva's grandmother. We knocked Claire out and left them tied up in the bathroom so that they would be disoriented and not know where they are while we figured out what to do next. So we decided that we were thinking about a couple of things. Number one, we wanted to talk to the blogger Margot to give her in case something goes bad, read this. We also wanted to leak the information about what's happening to Tinsley Blix, the reporter from the FuzzFeed site. And we also decided that we were going to take Claire for a little drive. So after parking Lenore's goldified form inside of a mausoleum to leave it out of suspicion, we ended up taking Claire for a drive in Grandma Rosa's car. Aviva was very anxious that we didn't leave any long-term stains or bodily fluids inside of the car. And then we ended up interrogating Claire, and what they let us know was that Arlo, who was the brother of Lenore, is the one that hunts down the artifacts. Magnus, according to Claire, the judge, is righting the wrongs of an unjust system. We learned that Claire was a jackal, and then as they died, we ended up seeing the emblem of a glowing golden ankh tattoo, I believe, on the back of their neck.
Yes, thank you very much. So we are going to pick up right where we left off in this. I assume that it is the place of Nora and Victor's work where they've brought Claire to inspect them. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So, right as you see the golden ankh, and it kind of glistens and glows against Claire's skin, you hear this from the hallway. You're all kind of crowded around this, like, autopsy table of sorts, and you hear in the hallway this metal-on-metal grinding behind you. And you look out the small slit window, and you see a rush of frizzy brunette hair flash by at an alarming speed.
Anyone else see that?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
We all saw it?
Yes.
Wait, sorry. When you said that, do we think it's an animal or a person?
You don't know what it is.
Shit.
Do I know what it is?
Go take a look?
No.
Okay.
So you kind of crowd around this little slit in the window. Victor prepares his gun. And you see the back of a lab coat run around the corner down to the right, and that's the last thing you see.
So it's someone who works here.
Uh-huh.
Do we go after it? Do we run after it? I guess we go after it, right?
I guess we're following.
I think we do. Wait,
if we all leave the body, though, someone could just sneak in and...
Or then you stay here.
Maybe Victor and Nora go, because...
They might.
And then there's a bunch of
Just
random
go,
people.
just go. Enough
Just
talk,
go.
just go.
Okay.
So as you touch the as you kind of push the door, it's not budging. You look through the window slit, and there's a lead pipe jammed between the door handles on the outside.
Damn it. I'm gonna... Aviva!
I was about to say, taxpayers' dollars. Boom, boom. Can I try and hulk up and break down the door?
Sure.
Or
So
break the pipe?
yeah, so as you are getting into golem form here, as Aviva's kind of hulking out, we'll say, well, it doesn't really matter. The rest of you turn around, and Claire is no longer on the autopsy table.
Jeez. Are they, like, disappeared from the room, or are they, like, awake and alive again? Gone.
You don't know.
Oh my god!
Well, I would like to take a moment to check the room and see if they're just,
Okay.
hiding somewhere.
So, Katya, as you are investigating the room, you walk under a certain spot in the room, and you feel a really, like, a warm rush of air on you. And you look up on the ceiling, and you see Claire hanging from the ceiling, not quite alive, but not quite dead. They have these sharp, long claws pointing down towards you now, and their mouth is filled with fangs. And we are going to head into our combat scene for the night.
Oh,
crap.
jeez.
Wait, already?
You just hear like Katya's still like, oh fuck.
Aw. Do they have a gun?
They do not.
Yeah, but my body's still bleeding, kind of like through the bandages.
But Victor
What-
has one if they get a hold of it.
They ain't getting a
jeez.
hold of Chris A. Grimm. No.
All right, so I'll say, Katya, if you'd like to go first, because you are the one that kind of discovered this. They are just jumping. I did it again. They are jumping down at you, claws bared, teeth just open, wide open, about to try to bite you. It looks like.
Oh goodness, alright. Well, I'm just gonna scoop out Yorick from my bag because this just seems all sorts of wrong. And I'll just be like, all right, earn your keep for once, and I'm gonna try to like blast at her.
Okay, make a hit with all you've got check.
Okay, so let's see for Yorick. 1, 2. Okay. Just 7.
7. That's a mild success though. So
Nice.
they are going to make an attack back at you.
Of course they are.
But how many power tags did you roll with?
2.
2. So you do 2 damage. And how would you like Yorick to harm them? Is it like fire, like last time, or is Yorick?
Yeah, I think because it's sort of almost more of like a defense, like reflex in this case, because Katya is still sort of, I think, thrown from getting shot again, like an hour ago. So, I'm just gonna sort of like hold him up, and I picture like almost like a small dome of like fire shield that
Cool.
like, she sort of has to pass through or bounce off of or something.
Very cool. So as Claire kind of launches themselves at you, you see Yorick like kind of finally do something, and this like a circular shield of like fire and ember forms around Katya, and Claire impacts it, and they will take the status singed 2. So you watch as just embers and coals rake across their body, and they are already looking very harmed. They are going to try to impose a status on the room. I need you, everybody, to make a face danger check.
I need Claire to make a face danger check.
Nice.
Is that something that we can add any tags to? Like, could I add my golemic
Sure.
style tags?
This is going to be more of a fear effect. So anything that makes you
Okay.
like, courageous
Okay.
or brave or anything.
The
Okay, yeah,
level-headed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
protect the powerless is probably my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Level-headed, holy warding. It's an unholy thing, right?
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about bloodthirsty? Is that a thing? Can that be applied?
Can that be
Probably not.
applied?
You're more on the back of your heels in this moment.
Fair enough.
That's a 9 for Katya.
That's
Okay.
an 8
That's
for
an-
Victor.
Okay.
8 for me.
Okay.
9 for Aviva.
Okay.
it was almost very bad, and then the D6 stopped spinning and landed on a 6, and I was like, oh, thank goodness.
Wait, what are we rolling
A
again?
face danger check.
Okay, thank you.
What did you roll?
7.
7? Okay. You all pass. You watch as Claire, they just like unnaturally like retch themselves backwards, arms out, and just let out this blood-curdling scream. And even with all of your successes, it still gets to your bones a little bit, and you feel absolutely chilled. Because you were mildly successful, you all take a status of feared for 1. So you are all a little bit scared of this entity, and that may come back to bite you as you are attacking them.
Chris, can I just
yeah.
say, after 5 sessions, I finally get the hit point system.
Good job.
Hey.
So who wants to go next? That is their turn at the end of Katya's. So Aviva, Kira, Nora, Victor, anyone?
I'll return the favor on Katya's behalf.
Okay.
Pop a cap in their ass.
Go ahead and make a hit with all you've got check. So
All
you
right.
see the second like Claire retches their shoulders back, you see an opening for a few bullets.
I'm gonna do like the running. I'm gonna just be doing the Max Payne shit where you're like
Okay.
running and like jumping over a table and shit. Like it's a John Woo movie.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's gonna be an 11.
Yeah, that's a success. So how many power tags did you use?
I used 2. I used stunts and the M1911.
Okay. That's actually gonna put Claire down.
Nice.
So I guess it's a short combat scene here, but as Victor launches off a few rounds out of his handgun, you watch as they impact Claire right in the abdomen area, and they just kind of slouch over after this scream, using all of their expended energy they seem to have left. And Claire is now dead for the second time.
I still would like to try and break
Sure.
through the door with the pipe and everything, even though it's not technically combat.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and make a go toe-to-toe check.
All right, which will be +2 for my super strength and giant clay body. So I rolled. Wait, why can't I math? 10.
10.
10.
Big success. So you just kick open the door and kind of rip open at the seams, and the lead pipe that has been put between the handles is just bent in half as you easily undo it from the other side.
Nice.
Yay! I want to see if I can see wherever that mysterious figure went, and if
Okay.
I could maybe follow them.
Sure. So you go bounding down the hallway towards them. As we're in the room, Katya and Victor, you are, well, all of you are still there. Nora, Kira, Katya, and Victor, you are all kind of surrounding Claire's body. And Victor, this has some very vampiric vibes to it.
Ooh, wait, which one am I picking up?
What do you
What
mean?
type we talking here? Like classic vampire, Nosferatu.
This isn't, they don't necessarily have a mythos or anything like that.
Okay.
This might just be like a spawn of a mythos, perhaps.
Ooh, okay. So like a vampire went and bit someone and turned them into like a little minion,
Mm-hmm.
like a thrall, kind of like in D&D.
Yep.
Okay. I will relay this to the group. I'll be like looking at the body, kind of like hunched over it, lighting up a cigarette. Classic vampire bullshit.
Ew. Oh my god, that is so gross. Can you I don't know, don't you need to put steak in it? Or I don't know, throw it outside in the daylight? I don't get it.
I reach to my desk, grab a pencil, right in the chest.
Oh,
God,
God!
not right now!
I'm so glad Aviva's not here to see this.
We don't want
Ugh, my
them
shoes.
coming back.
Kira's she just turned around and hurled. God. You don't just do that!
You climbed the T-Rex skeleton earlier. You have no room to
Yeah,
talk.
but there's blood and gross stuff.
The blood's normal colored. I thought it would be darker if it's a vampire.
I was hoping it'd be like nice and shiny and gold. That would have been like a real
Actually,
nice cap.
that is kind of interesting, right? Like,
I-
is that normal for vampires, Victor? That's like your thing, right?
You guys aren't normal. What the hell?
GM.
I'm like
MC.
holding a human skull. Like, what do you mean?
Sure.
What do you mean I'm not normal? I only make documentaries about my cats and hate third floors. So is this normal for them to bleed? Tell me, do you bleed?
I would say it's not normal for like a long-term vampire to bleed, but since they turned relatively recently, it's probably still in their system. So yeah.
All right, so they must have been recently turned or recently fed. I'm gonna go with turned, considering I couldn't see this before.
But I don't think there was no. Oh wait, I'm not there. Just kidding. All right.
So how many vampires have you fought?
Well, there was the one back then too. 8, 9, maybe 11.
And Margot said there's like thousands running around in the city, so you should probably do better at that.
I'm only one person.
Okay, just saying. I'm actually really disappointed right now because I was looking forward to having a real dead body here and getting to see it, and now I'm stuck with some stupid vampire corpse.
We are literally in a morgue. You could go into the next room and find a dead person.
They don't let me in anymore.
I just hand Nora my key card. Have fun.
Woo!
And when Nora goes to explore dead bodies, all right, now I can get back to work.
So, are we just gonna leave it here? Does it disintegrate, or what do we do? Because we just murdered someone.
I mean, I really don't know what to do. Is there anything else we have to do to make sure they don't, like, come back again? We still don't even know exactly why it was they, I don't know, died the first time? Or is that also normal? I don't think I've ever met a vampire, so this is new for me.
So it's possible that they died at the hands of a vampire, Dracula, Nosferatu, what have you, and summarily was turned into a thrall of this vampire. So Claire doesn't necessarily have a mythos within themselves, but there is someone who possibly is in league with the Zuck and Magnus that we don't know about. And now I'm concerned.
Well, I mean, we do know that whatever it is about this golden ankh that they're looking for, it has some sort of connection to Egyptian, death gods, right? So
Yeah.
would that be something vampires would like or hate?
They might. I mean, death is kind of their domain. I'm not quite well versed in Egyptian myth, but it's possible they have their own vampire myth. Vampire myths are pretty universal. So it could
I
be.
thought they are like more into like mummies with like Brendan Fraser.
Well, because of the mummified pharaohs, you would think it's the mummies, but that's because of just all the stories of raiding tombs and whatnot. It all belongs in a museum anyway.
Yeah, we said it. Finally, jeez. Indiana Jones wannabe.
So, Aviva, as you are bounding down the hallway, up the stairs, out to the front of this establishment, go ahead and make an investigation check for me as you see a car peeling out of the parking lot.
Okay, let's use. Yeah, eye for detail. That's the only thing that applies right now. That is an 11.
Oh wow! How many tags did you use?
Just one.
Okay, so you get one clue. Wait, maybe that's not right, is it? Well, you get one clue for now until I look up the rule. So if you want to use your one clue on like what this person looks like, their license plate number, anything you want to know about this vehicle that is fleeing from you.
I guess I'll go for the license plate numbers since I don't think I really get a good look at them. You know, if they're just like running into a car and speeding away,
Yep.
probably a physical description is not as good as checking a license plate, and that's what I would do as an archive person is
Yep.
run the numbers.
I wrote it down earlier because I made one up. Let me look that up.
555 5555.
8675 309.
Writes it down.
It is L309G.
L309G. All right. That probably means something, but I will just go back to the rest of the group and just be like, hey, whoever it was, they got away. All I got was the license plate number off of the car.
What
I
are they? We
just,
can
like-
run them.
L309G, but that was all they got.
I'm
kinda-
gonna
Drove off into the night.
text Sylvia. Need you to run a plate for me.
So it's just this like bored ass person.
Sylvia's the one who doesn't want to be involved in this shit.
I know.
I know. Sylvia's like seriously rethinking her choice of friends. I hope not. I hope not.
I feel bad for
I
her.
hope she is. We are not good friends.
She texts back, but it's like super spaced out and like shaky. It's like, okay, I'll see what I could do.
Just be like, careful going into work. I'm gonna also text careful tomorrow when you go into work. Shit's shady around here.
Sure.
So y'all told me about Claire being a vampire, or are we gonna talk about that?
I guess we fill you in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we'd fill her in for sure.
I figured, but I just
You'd come
wanted
back to
double
see like a
check.
pencil in their chest.
I just feel like, okay, so if Claire is a vampire, but we were with them when they died, when did they get turned into a vampire? Like, doesn't that usually happen right around the time that the person dies or they're like near death or something? But we were with the body the entire time. So like, when would they have gotten turned? I mean, Victor, this is really your area of expertise, but just like basic vampire knowledge seems like we would have seen somebody come in and be like, ooh, now I'm gonna drink your blood, now you're a vampire now, or something. But it was just us. Unless one of you is hiding something, but like, I
I'd
don't
be
know.
able to tell if one of us were a vampire.
Right, like I feel like we'd know that by now.
It's quite possibly the vampire didn't need to make physical contact with Claire. It may have influenced them through psionic or magical means.
Would we have any way to like track that, or are we just now worried that there's like a mind vampire out on the loose that could strike us at any time?
All right, I'm gonna just.
Ooh, unless it had something to do with the tattoo. That was the only thing that really changed. The Ankh started glowing,
Yeah.
and then we got here, and then everything was weird, and then their body disappeared, and they came back, and they were all vampire-y. Vampire-y?
I would like to. I want to roll essentially the investigate check on the body to make determinations about the vampire curse and how it was obtained and when it activated and all that good stuff.
Okay, just make an investigation check.
All right, I'm gonna add a bunch of tags because this is like my shit. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot. So. Yeah, it's gonna be +6, bruh.
Wow.
Are you serious? Wow.
I'm a
You're so
doctor.
good at vampire stuff.
One of my
it's
tags is
amazing.
being a doctor, so like that's just 3 right there. A healer of man is what I called it, but it's just should just be I'm a doctor. And then like all my other cards are like one of them has a lot to do with just knowledge stuff. 15.
Yeah. All right, I'll give you 4 clues because that's pretty much what I'm gonna max it at.
That's fair.
I don't have 6 things to say about them.
Can I take the other 2 as juice points then?
No.
Damn it. I tried, y'all. I tried. Can I take them as help points?
No.
I tried. Chris isn't happy that I broke this sequence right now. One of my tags I want to look at the Ankh tattoo, like Aviva was mentioning. Definitely check out that tattoo.
All right, what do you want to know about it specifically?
Is it magical?
It is magical.
Okay, so there is something with it.
Yes, it is not just a tattoo. And actually, I'll even give you don't recall seeing this on their neck when you were in the car with them earlier in the night.
Yeah, and we would have noticed, I would have at least noticed something like this during the auction if they were wearing an outfit that showed the skin of that on that part.
And they
of
also
body.
have an undercut on one side of their head, so you would be able to see their entire neck. So
I'm just kind of looking the body over, smoking the cig over the body, ashes just kind of drifting down through the air. Oh yeah, that tattoo's brand spanking new. That wasn't. I'm not sure if anyone else realized that wasn't there when we first got Claire. That unintentionally rhymed.
So how would they have gotten it then?
There isn't some kind of like special ink that, I don't know, like invisible ink tattoo. That sounds ridiculous. Even with me just saying it out loud, it's got to be magic, right? Like I know
It's
that
magic.
Sounds
It's 100%
ridiculous,
magic.
but that's the only way to explain why a tattoo would just appear and then start glowing by itself on a body that was dead.
It's
Right?
totally
Like-
magic. It's totally magic. I can tell it's magic just from looking at it. Let's see. What else do I? Let's see. Would I have any idea? I want to try and figure out what mythos may have caused this. But a more specific mythos than just a general catch-all vampire.
Sure. So as you kind of check it out and you're like kind of looking at the edges of the tattoo, you can see that it has been recently emblazed on their skin. There's the gold lines have little burn marks around them, like this was more like burnt than tattooed. And you think that this could probably have come from an artifact such as the golden ankh itself.
Oh, okay. So I'll start saying, I'm just kind of looking at the tattoo. Well, it's not appropriate to be calling this a tattoo. This is more of a branding. It looks like it was burned on instead of inked. Could have been the golden ankh, honestly. It's an ankh. It's gold.
And somebody would have to already have it for sure.
And doesn't have the power to bring people back from the dead or something like that.
Or I suppose apparently some semblance of it.
I'll yell into the other room. Nora, what was the thing Margot said about the ankh?
Wait, we're talking about Margot! Immediately comes in.
Oh my god.
I don't remember. Did Margot say anything about the ankh?
I don't remember either.
You know what? I'll text Margot because we were gonna meet her anyway,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna text her saying, "Hey, interesting developments. I have something your blog's gonna want to know. Meet me at the old abandoned barn at 4."
So is it just my head and in that the ankh brings people back to life? Like, did I just like formulate that in my head or something?
I think you did.
Yes, you
Okay.
did.
I'm in way too many games right now.
But
That's
I
a
mean,
mood, honestly.
totally in character though. Like that does not seem out of the realm of possibility. And it could be that like maybe it's similar to, you know how the golden jackals have their jackets that's like, yeah, we're a member. What if
Mhm.
like, I mean, like that can't
true.
just be hold on, let me slow it down. Claire said that they hated the golden jackals jackets, right? What if that tattoo was actually some kind of like initiation symbol where like they belong to this group, but at like a higher level, like maybe they were more privy to the secrets or the goings on, you know, they were involved in less like roughing people up on the streets and more on like,
So you're saying
No.
like secret society membership is what I'm hearing.
maybe
Arlo have a tattoo? I
did
remember-
Arlo have a tattoo?
I thought someone had like a neck.
I'll spend a clue to recall if Arlo had a tattoo or not.
He did have a tattoo. You don't need
Yeah.
to spend it.
We don't
Okay.
have to spend a clue because I'm pretty sure he had like a neck tattoo.
But was
Were we
it
able to tell what it was?
It was
An
it was not an ankh.
right?
It was a jackal one.
It was just a jackal
Huh.
tattoo.
Could still be an indication of rank, though. That's possible.
Yeah,
Could have
that
covered it up with
seems
another
like-
tattoo.
I mean, look, my understanding of Egyptian myth is pretty rudimentary at best. But Ankhs and jackals are pretty interconnected within the cycle of life and death in Egyptian mythology.
I will let you use another clue on the history of the Ankh itself if you would like.
Sure, we'll call it me Googling.
Okay. So, again, this is a great time to give a disclaimer that I forgot at the beginning. There are many versions of these myths throughout society and, religions and things like that. I'm using the ones that are more fun for stories. It doesn't mean I believe them 100% or know that they are actually what people believe, but these are the ones that I have researched a bit and the ones that we're going to be using for this. I totally acknowledge that it might not be 100% accurate and there's other things that could have been going on. So anyways, the Golden Ankh in this setting is a symbol of that the gods would wear to lord their power over people and let people know that they have the power of life and death.
So here's Victor just kind of reading this from his phone. Makes sense.
That seems reasonable.
Then it might follow that the tattoo or some sort of enchantment within it is what brought Claire back to not really life, but like vampirism.
Yeah, that's actually what I was going to ask the MC next. I don't know if it's going to blow a
seems-
clue. Tell me if I'm going to have to spend a clue to ask this. Is me seeing the vampirism in Claire, was that more of just to trigger this investigation sequence, or is there actually a vampire involved in this plot?
Oh no, she's definitely a vampire. You
Okay.
definitely think that there's other people, or they're definitely
Okay.
a vampire. You definitely
Okay.
think that there's other people involved in making them that way.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that wasn't like your way of like moving the scene forward, because that's
No,
something I would do.
It's definitely up your alley and something that you've investigated before within maybe this own department.
Oh, well, I leave that part out. I don't want everyone
Sure.
to think I'm working for like crooked. No, maybe Nora's kind of aware there's some bad people in our department.
I think we all are. There's like
Yeah,
a
we all
leak.
know there's some sort of something happening.
There's some sort of something happening, and I think Nora knows her dad's been being weird too. So there's.
Oh, well, it's in my
Yeah.
backstory that I'm like hunting vampires in the healthcare industry.
there's vamp-
Yeah, I mean that's not necessarily something that like our characters have tied together, but we do know there's somebody in your department connected to
Leaking
what's
information.
happening. So
Yeah.
Okay.
that would be a reasonable leap in logic.
Yeah.
We are aware on some level of
Okay.
Yeah,
corruption.
exactly. It hasn't been stated, so.
All right,
Victor wanted
they
to
don't know
give a
about-
connection.
You don't know about my personal crusade against the pharmaceutical and healthcare industry, then.
Okay,
I'm
so
here for it, though.
that is what you are going to learn from this body. That is the expenditure of clues, and that is the only clue we have on the individual who locked you in this room with a vampire.
The brown hair, right? We saw some a
Mhm.
hair color.
Very frizzy, yeah.
Brown frizzy
Brown-
hair.
Does that match any one of the employees here? Like, can we just go through the list of people who work here? Does anyone have brown frizzy hair?
I mean, I do, but I don't work here.
Who-
So
And you were also in the room when it happened. So
yes,
once you
I
have a clone,
was.
I'm gonna discount you.
No, I would not. I hate clones. I would not.
Who was upstairs during the museum heist? I think somebody stayed
Um,
upstairs.
I was me and Katya.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were like the
Yeah.
runners.
So I think both of you saw an individual named Dr. Piper Dukes
Is this
come in
Doctor?
with extremely frizzy brown hair.
Damn it, Dr. Dukes. Can't
She had a
say that name
mythos,
without
too.
laughing. I'm sorry.
She did.
She did. That's right. Oh
Uh-huh.
shit.
That's surgeon, so we should keep that in mind as well.
Right. I mean, we saw her talking with Claire, so
Mhm.
I wonder if maybe she is the one who, I don't know, marked her or
Reanimates
something?
things? Can reanimate a
mean-
T-Rex, reanimates a person.
Who better than a surgeon to have power over life and death in a very mundane way, right? Like that doesn't even necessarily have to be magical, but that's a connection of some
Are you
kind.
saying he's like an angel of death type of criminal?
Well,
or?
no, I don't know. I mean, it just, we know that she has a mythos, and we know that we last saw her with Claire in the museum, and then a giant T-Rex skeleton came chasing after us, and Claire turned into a vampire. So
another thing that's just sort of occurred to me too was, I mean, we know the one who bought the sarcophagus with Lenore in it at all was Magnus, who also had a mythos. And I mean, one could say a judge has quite a bearing on matters of life and death.
Shit, he's gonna be so mad when he realizes that he is not getting that sarcophagus, because it's just like went rolling through the street.
Well, did they want the sarcophagus, or did they want Lenore? Because they left
think he
it.
wanted what was inside. That might be.
Yeah.
He didn't certainly be someone to move in the same circles as. I mean, we know he was very close with Claire at least.
Yeah.
And Brock, of course.
I wonder if Brock has a tattoo as well. Like, does Brock have a tattoo because he is a flunky or a pawn of these more powerful players, or is he like one of the
genuinely
players
involved?
Yeah, like aside from his, I mean, turning people into gold is not exactly the power of life and death, but it's pretty close, because if you're gold,
especially if you can undo it potentially.
Yeah.
It seems though that from what Kira and Victor relayed while they were sort of eavesdropping on Arlo and Brock's conversation, it seems more like Brock is in less a position of power with whatever is going on, though. Arlo sounds like he's strangely more, high up in the hierarchy of whatever is happening.
Yeah, strangely enough.
All right. Well, what should we do now, I suppose? We've got a twice dead body and somebody trying to lock us in here. We probably actually shouldn't stay here. She probably alerted somebody to come after us.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. I have a meeting with Margot at the old abandoned barn. Victor, did you want to go?
I suppose I can't let you go alone. That would be dangerous. And what better than myself, who's acquainted with Margot's work?
Oh, yes.
What do we do with this? And I just sort of nudge Claire's body.
I'll just open up a dead person cabinet. And...
I was about to say something that we cannot have closed from the inside, just in case they end up popping up reanimated again. I don't want them.
Yeah, I'll just put them in a morgue thing, because you can lock those.
A dead person cabinet.
I like that.
One of the chiller drawers.
It's just a
whatever.
fridge, yeah. But dead person cabinet is canon now.
Yeah.
Yes, the chilled dead person, the dead person cooler.
I like the final fridge, because it's the final place you go.
Oh my god. All right, you nudge Claire into a dead person cooler,
into the
final fridge, and they are laid to rest.
New episode title.
I have a feeling Nora and Victor have T-shirts from a company part, from a coroner's office party or something like that, and it says the final fridge.
Team.
The final fridge. Yes, it's a softball team.
Okay, to the barn we go.
Sorry.
All right, so you get into Grandma Rosa's old beat-up wooden paneled car. That's not beat up, but
the shag.
No, it's not. I have been very careful, and everyone else needs to be careful about this too. No drinks. We just brought a vampire in this car. I can't. Yep. What? Ashes outside the upholstery. Thank you.
Quick
All
question.
right.
Are we all going to meet Margot, or did you guys want to talk to the BuzzFeed girl?
I do, but I kind of want
BuzzFeed.
to maybe get some more information first. Tinsley is her name. Tinsley is the BuzzFeed girl.
It might be faster if we split the groups up than do two. That's all I was thinking.
Yeah.
But we can all go together. Margot's really cool. I have some rules before you meet her, because if you guys make me look lame in front of her, I am going to cry.
I'm very curious to meet this
I
person.
can't
Not
wait to
gonna
hear
lie.
this.
So, I think I want to come and hang out.
Okay, all right. Well, first of all, you guys don't look right. She's gonna see you, and she's gonna think you guys are totally lame. Okay, you know what? Let's see
Who's
what
driving you to this place exactly?
I don't.
For a little kid, you're really pompous.
Okay, you know what? If I was meeting your friends, they'd think I'm a freak. If you meet my friends, they're gonna think you're a freak. It goes both ways, okay?
Bold of you to assume I even have friends. Jeez.
Hey, adult relationships are hard.
Last I checked, I'm the only one here who's proven to have friends. So joke's on all of you.
It's really too real right now. All right. I'll borrow your black lipstick if you think that it'll make her more likely to talk to us, but let's just get in the car and go.
I passed you black lipstick. I passed Victor some black eyeliner. Like, I started.
Yes.
Yes, I'm doing guy liner. Let's do it.
And I just like pass it out, trying to make you guys look better. I'm like, I'm taking that jacket from you, putting it on you. Okay. Do you mind if I just rip your shirt, Kira? That would help a lot.
Well, I like the Okay, well, fine.
Okay, just
Katya just pulls Yorick out and sets him on her lap, and is like, "Don't touch me."
You're solid there. Okay.
I've just got the ultimate goth accessory, regardless of how I look otherwise.
It's true.
All right, so as you are rolling through the streets, let me look something up. So as you are rolling through the streets, Aviva, you are driving your grandmother's car.
Yes.
You just have this weird feeling, and it's the same one that when you were running away with Lenore after the T-Rex thing. The hairs on your arms are kind of standing up. There's a slight chill running down your spine. And you see this big black SUV kind of round a corner behind you and just begin slowly following you. And it's kind of one of those things like when you were a little kid, how you thought every car was following you. And it hasn't even been following you for that long, but you just still get this weird feeling.
I'm going to make like a quick turn down a side street and see if it's still following us. Just like try to add a few roundabout, pointless, go around a bunch of one-way streets to this.
Yeah, unless you're really punching it, they just kind of stick with you. There's one turn you take where you think, oh, I lost him, and then you turn out back onto a main road and they're right behind you from a different side street.
So, not to freak anybody out, but I'm pretty sure that car behind us is following us, and it's really freaking me out. So, like, can somebody see if it's somebody that we know? Like, are they? Is it somebody that we're looking for? Is it just some creep?
I'll try and like sort of twist around and see. Does it look like a car? Like, does it look like Brock's car, or anybody that maybe we've seen at like any of the events that we've been going to lately?
No, it's just a really big black car. It looks like an Escalade, probably. Brock's car was more of a limo that he was getting escorted around in. Yeah, the very tinted windows. It's hard to see in, especially at the angle at nighttime.
Okay. Does it remind us of whatever car Claire had been chasing us in? Does it look like the same?
It does not, no.
Is there like a nearby police station that I could pull into, or like a big crowded area? I know it's night, but I'm just trying to think, like, is there some way I can drop some of them off and then
you
like
could
drive like it's normal?
You can probably find a police station.
Okay, I'm just gonna pull in and like park in the parking lot for a second and see if that makes them go away.
They just kind of drive past you.
Cool. They just keep going?
Are we able to, like, if we're trying to look into the car kind of as they like pass, are we able to get a look at the driver or anything, or do they even have those illegal ass tinted front windows?
They have too much illegal tint going on.
I knew it.
Right past the police station,
15, 30, 30. That's the rules. Come on now.
Come on.
Okay.
We have the
everybody-
Chromatic Chimera support safe driving.
We do.
Oh my god, it's actual real eyeliner. I look over and
Yes!
Alex is
Oh,
like
God.
stabbing himself in the face.
Yay!
So here for it.
Fashion montage, real life. I
oh
love
boy.
it.
This is
I love
amazing.
this. This
What a
is the best
stream.
thing
What a
ever.
channel.
What a cast.
We are now becoming a makeup tutorial channel.
Ooh, okay. Shelby. Okay, so we continue.
Yeah, just keep your eyes out. Let me know if you see anybody else following us because that was really weird. It could have just been a coincidence, but I don't like to. I don't really think that that's a thing we're trading in coincidences anymore. So yeah, just
I mean,
look out,
we
please.
haven't exactly been stealthy. It makes sense that they're trying to keep an eye on us.
They?
Yeah, I mean, stupid Zucker, he knows what we look like. How many people
Yeah.
have? There's several people we ran into who
I'm
know
sure
our face. One
you're
of them's
right.
dead now, which is great, but you know.
It's totally him. Yep, definitely.
Why are we all just okay with murder? I mean,
Oh, I'm not okay with it. I'm just like in a weird fugue state, being fueled by driving my grandmother's car and also, you know, just adrenaline, I guess.
I mean, I've been shot twice in 2 days. I feel like at this point it's just fucking self-defense.
Yeah, I still feel really bad about breaking that statue. But anyway,
All right, so as
Oh
you-
yeah, do you want to talk about that? Like,
nope. I do not want to talk about it. I want to shove it into the very bottom of my emotional backpack of feelings and never think of it again.
that
That's
sounds
going in the
healthy.
vault.
Nora,
I
I
go
just
quiet.
can't right now. I can't. I will turn this car around.
so
It's even better because I did a really bad job.
I
so
love
it's like
it.
we
it's
can't really
canon.
tell.
it.
So
Honestly, it
pretty
looks
good.
great on camera.
Yeah,
because
it
really
you need
does.
dramatic. You need to like dramatically overdo your makeup for camera anyway.
I think
Yeah.
So you look,
heavier. You
you
can
look
go heavier.
beautiful.
So as you pull out of the police station and continue to the old church, you do see that the big black Escalade SUV has pulled off to the side of the road and is parked very close to the museum as you kind of pass the side street. And you see that two women get out of the car. They're both wearing these black suits with like these like bowler fedora kind of hats and dark sunglasses, even though it is late at night. And there's an area roped off where the T-Rex had hit the building and cracked it. And they are both investigating that. There's a cop runs up to stop them, and one of the women shows them her badge, and the cop lets them through.
But okay, we need to stay out of this mess. Seriously, they're gonna start poking around and asking questions.
As you are driving by, the other woman who did not flash the badge, she turns around and she kind of just tips her hat towards your car as you're one of the only
Shit.
people driving by.
Fuck. Okay. I'm going the speed limit.
That's cop for I see you.
JK, I'm going 2 miles per hour under the speed limit just in case.
Smart.
We don't want to go. We don't want to go under because they can pull us over for that. Just go the speed limit.
Going 2 miles per hour under the speed limit. I'm just making sure. Okay.
So
Keep driving.
that second long breath that feels like an eternity finally passes, and you find the old church,
Oh no, we were going to an old abandoned barn.
the old barn,
The old barn church.
the old.
Yes.
It's a combo. Yep.
It is a combo. You're right. I forgot.
Real
I
place
love-
in my hometown.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's really neat because no one lives here anymore except for spiders.
Spiders I can do, you know? After the night we just had, I think I can handle it. Spiders.
Better than bats.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, cool. So I guess we go in there. Is Margot already there, or is she like arriving later? Who's
Oh,
first?
she's
Were
gonna
we
be
first?
fashionably late. Yeah.
Fashionably late. Of course, she's always fashionably late. It's fine. I'll just like look cool over here.
Just kind of posing on something.
No, what?
Yeah.
What's the rest of you doing? What are the rest of you posing
I'm like,
on?
I'm like looking at Kachi like, we look like fucking idiots.
I'm way too old for this shit.
I grew out of my scene phase like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember the last time I stepped foot in a Hot Topic. I don't know what I'm supposed to do right now. Do
Wait,
I need
that's
some,
still a
like,
thing?
plastic bracelets or something? I don't understand.
Watch, Margot's gonna be wearing like bright pink.
Margot's gonna be a pastel goth, surprising us all.
Yes.
Or even better, Margot is actually esteemed character actress Margot Martindale. That's honestly how I've been picturing Margot this whole time.
That's amazing.
Just like this like sweet looking old, like middle-aged woman, but she's like this wild conspiracy theorist.
So wait, is Nora waiting outside this barn? Are we supposed to be meeting her inside? Is that it?
No,
Or-
we're in the barn. It's a cool place. Like look at it's really cool in here.
I just sort of keep nervously looking over my shoulder every like 30 seconds or so, startling at very loud, not even that loud noises. Everything just feels extremely magnified right now, and I'm reacting in kind.
Katya is just still holding Yorick and trying very hard to not touch anything. It is filthy in here.
So Margot does have a mythos, so like don't freak out about that.
Oh, really?
Do you know what, like, she can do?
I mean, it's not my place to tell you someone else's mythos.
I mean,
Rude.
you just said she had one.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it's your
I mean-
place to tell us if it's like a murder mythos, you know?
A murder myth.
You know, or maybe something related to, like, anything vampiric or Egyptian.
Oh no,
Exactly.
it's not related to like vampire stuff. It's siren.
What about
shit,
the
I
murder?
said it.
You didn't answer that
You
question.
did just say
Okay.
it, yes. That's good to know, though.
fuck.
That's pretty murdery if you ask me.
It's
Well-
true.
Only if you don't have earplugs, which
Margot doesn't kill people. Look, we've hung out a couple times. She taught me stuff about the mist. I've taken photos for her blogs. She just, gets things done. Murder's not involved, though.
Uh-huh.
that's good.
If you have to specify, though, I feel a little concerned.
Murder's not involved.
I feel like we need that on a t-shirt,
Yeah.
jeez.
Yes,
That's a chromatic
please.
chimera quote.
So you wait like 20 minutes, and finally, you hear from like the other side of the barn. You don't really see a car or like a bike or anything. You just hear like a creak eventually, and the back door opens up, and a young girl who looks very much like Nora. One of them definitely modeled their outfit after each other.
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh my god, does Margot pose as like a 30-year-old woman online and Victor's been duped this whole time?
Sure.
Oh.
And she's not that young. She's like early 20s, I think.
Yeah, she's a bit older than Nora, but
Yeah.
not like old. She's like 25.
Yeah.
You see, like, the matching style, it's just like, oh, a whole lot of things just started to make sense.
Yep.
And she walks up and she's standing in front of you, and before she says anything, she just gets out her phone and just starts texting and like waits for you all to talk.
Hey, so nice to see you or whatever, but we have some like important information.
Okay, just tell me now. I'm kind of busy tonight.
Right, totally. So you know how I work at the coroner's office or whatever.
Sure.
Um,
So cool.
I know, it's so cool. Well, here's the thing. So all of those bodies that were killed by the jackals, we never got them. They're missing.
Oh, that's well, I would say interesting, but nothing really excites me.
Right. Excitement is lame.
Yeah. Well,
I have finally met someone who is even more dead inside than Aviva, and it's amazing.
Well, do you have like pictures or photos, anything like that?
Pictures of missing bodies.
That would be
I
a little
don't
bit
know.
difficult, but Brock's involved.
Brock, huh?
Yeah. You know, that creepy guy who's like, I'm so cool. He's lame.
Oh, so lame.
Yeah, so lame.
Being passionate about something is like, ugh,
Oh, God. Can you imagine? I can't.
I cannot. Well, thanks for letting me know. Do you want me to post this or like?
Oh, yeah, like if you think it's worth it or whatever.
Sure. Do you have any like pictures or anything to go with it? I don't like to post a blank article.
Right. I can get you some pictures. Just give me like a day, and I'll get you something good. Okay?
Sure thing. And she kind of turns around. This entire conversation, she's just looking at her phone, texting. And you finally hear the little whoop, and it's a text sends, and she just like turns around and starts walking out the back of the barn.
God, she's so cool. She's so cool.
Yeah.
The cool.
Reach my shirt for this.
I put on eyeliner for this.
Fuck, I'm old. All right, let's go.
Well,
no.
That
Abby's
was
laughing.
something. So should we go talk to Tinsley from BuzzFeed next and see if we get anything better there?
Yeah, well, we should probably get photos. I don't know how we're gonna get photos of not their bodies, but
Well, we can't take pictures of dead bodies and just post them on the internet. Like, I'm pretty sure you can't do that unless you are like, I don't know, a reporter in a war zone. I don't think that that's like allowed.
maybe we could just like not show their face. Like, we have that vampire.
No. What if we just get some shots of like the outside of the I can't even believe I'm saying this. I don't want to go back to the museum. I don't want to go back to where the car that was following us around. Is the car there outside of the barn? Oh my God, I haven't checked this entire time. Is there someone that has followed us to this barn?
No.
Oh my God. I will resume my checking every 30 seconds.
Okay, so I guess the next step then is we find some kind of picture evidence. I mean, I have a camera, and I usually take pictures of things, but, you know, we've been kind of running for our lives a lot, so it's difficult to snap while you run. But I can work on that. I'll get better at that.
Did you get, like, photos of Claire's tattoo on her body or something? That seems like something weird you would have done, Nora.
Yeah, I probably did do that. I like photos of bodies.
Like, I feel like I could totally imagine seeing Nora taking like selfies, like next to
Oh.
fire.
Oh
corpse
no,
or some
actually,
shit, like-
Nora used to be in photography classes. She takes really nice pictures. It's not like selfies. So
Roast.
yeah, no, I did that one, and then when I got access to the morgue, I took some other neat pictures there too.
Oh, you're the one who took that photo of that house that everyone goes to.
Yeah.
You're the one from that one weird band's album cover.
Oh my god, you know that? Oh my gosh, I see. I didn't think anyone saw it. They only had like 12 views on YouTube, but
Oh, yeah, you know, it was okay. And Victor's totally hiding. He's totally lying. He thought it was a bop.
So we can go get some pictures. I still think we should go talk to Tinsley just because at least having somebody that is part of a more legitimate news source that comes with like a press pass probably isn't gonna hurt.
no, that's fair. I just think if Margot doesn't think it's good enough about pictures, I'm not sure Tinsley will either.
I will say the best way to just do the Tinsley thing is like a text or something.
Fine, then I will send her an email, Nora, since you feel that way. So I will just thumb-clack typing thing, explain the situation, be like, hey, remember me? We talked at the museum art auction. And I've been interested in the sarcophagus that sold for $300K. And so I will just detail the list of things and be like, hey, also, please don't use my real name. Okay, thank you. Sincerely.
Wait. Before you send it, make a new Gmail account, like just a sock account. Come on now. Why would you use your actual traceable email account?
That's a good point. Victor. Thank
Victor's
you.
off the grid.
Whoop, copy paste.
Sorry, that's IRL work, Alex, bleeding into the game.
Easy enough. So you send that email off. And it is getting pretty late this evening. It is probably a good time for some downtime.
Yes,
So-
and also getting my grandmother's car back
Yeah.
to
In
her.
one piece.
Mm-hmm.
So downtime, you can remove one tier of a status from yourself, or you can get a juice point to affect the world around you. There's one more thing you can do, but I don't remember what it is, so we're just gonna stick with those two. So if you got shot or wounded or feared or anything, you can reduce that by 1. But you cannot reduce multiple statuses, so just -1 to something. Or you can gain 1 juice point for tomorrow.
Okay.
I do not have any statuses, so I will go with the juice.
What does fear do?
If you took a feared point, it's like a mental not handicap. It is a mental instability. Sorry.
Status.
Yeah. Sorry.
Downside, yeah.
I'll take off that fear point then.
Same.
Yeah, because how would that apply, I guess, if, like, does it just mean, like, if we still have it and, I don't know, we have to deal with Claire-related stuff that affects us, or...
Well, I'm gonna rule it as like you're feared for just what the investigation. I
okay,
guess.
just, like, jumpier for as long as
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
the points or something. Okay.
Yeah. So if you were like fighting another vampire, I could use the feared tag against you
Mm-hmm.
because
Okay.
you're afraid of like vampires in general. And if you hit 5 like fear points, then you would be like cowered up in a corner, fetal
Right.
Like
position.
unable to
Yeah.
do things because of the fear.
Yeah, not that you're like dead, but you're just
You'd essentially
yeah.
be catatonic.
Mm.
So
You're otherwise
traumatized, yeah.
incapacitated by your fear.
Right. Okay. That
Because
makes
isn't
sense.
reaching 5 essentially quote unquote death?
unconscious. Yeah.
Yeah, it's some sort of serious effect.
And I
Yeah.
think with downtime, we're gonna take an early break tonight so we can get back
Okay.
into stuff.
Yeah.
And we will go on from there to continue the party's agenda of finding Brock, investigating Magnus, and maybe looking into this new doctor. So thanks for joining us. We will be right back.
See you soon.
And we are back. Thank you, everybody, for sticking with us through our break. We left off with everyone enjoying some downtime and getting rid of their negative status tags and gaining juice for the next day. So we will reconvene on, I believe it's Tuesday now. Y'all have been doing this for 5 days or so.
Wow.
We'll reconvene Tuesday morning, where y'all can take it away and do what you would wish. I know we had talked about going and investigating where Brock Beckett was at, and Magnus, and now this new doctor woman, or the creepy police people who were following Aviva.
Right.
So y'all
You
take it
know,
away.
Nora's more into going to Brock because she wants to get pictures that she can send to Mark. And that's the most related one. So that's where Nora personally is more invested.
I forget.
Go
Sorry,
ahead,
go ahead. No, you can go.
I was just gonna say I vote that I will go for either Dr. Dukes or Magnus the Judge, because I definitely don't want to see the people following me, and I don't think me and Brock seeing each other again would be anything productive. So that's it.
Can't
Do
get
we
that song
know-
out of my head as soon as you say Dr. Dukes.
I can't like that name. I can't.
Can we
That might have been
stop?
on purpose.
Damn
There's
it.
a worse one coming up, so
Oh,
brace.
no. Damn it, Grace. Speaking of Dr. Dukes, though, I forget. Did we figure out exactly like where she works or what she's a?
She's a surgeon,
doctor?
right?
We just saw her talking to Claire at the museum.
Yeah.
Right, but I thought she was a surgeon.
She's a surgeon at the Barlow City Hospital, which is like the big one. She is very
Okay.
well renowned as like a top surgeon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Courtesy
All right.
of my notes, because I didn't just remember that magically.
Nice. I could not remember. I was like,
No
"Oh,
worries.
Yeah, and the problem is now all my notes are mixing together, so I'm like,
It's a problem. I really need a better system myself, honestly. Anyway, so, oh geez. Yeah, I don't really know what I think our best bet would be, I guess. I kind of feel like maybe Magnus or Brock, I feel like are our best leads right now. So maybe staking one of them out or following them or something.
Well, you know where Brock is. We don't really know where Magnus is.
I mean,
That's true.
he's a
Yeah.
judge. We would know like what municipal
could-
courthouse to go see him at.
Yeah, I mean, could you like just be like, oh, I need to talk to you about a case, and then not talk to him about a case?
I mean, we could always try that, but then it's like, you know, what exactly do we want to ask him and try to find out?
I mean,
What-
I don't know. What is our goal here? That's the big thing. Are we trying to figure out more what they're doing and what they want, or do we just want to unfreeze Lenore? Like,
I
What
do
is our
really want
end
to
goal?
unfreeze Lenore. If that's possible. I mean, we're not even sure yet if she's actually like dead in there.
Mhm.
ew. Why would they want a dead gold corpse? Like, the corpses are beautiful by themselves.
What? Okay, let's not talk about.
I love Nora.
I need to like check into therapy or something. This is like not okay. God.
Laysai.
Just,
Well,
Jesus.
I don't mind staking out Brock, but I don't think that he should see my face, if you know what I'm saying. Like,
I mean,
Well,
I don't
okay,
think
so
he's
here's
gonna
the
be a fan
thing.
of any of us.
I would
after
do
our
backup.
last run.
Yeah, but you didn't throw his girlfriend over your head and break her into a million tiny pieces on the floor of his house.
No,
Nice.
but you didn't
Like-
get shot by him, so
That's true. Well, okay, so how about this? Okay, Brock doesn't like any of us, but he probably hates me and Katya the most. So what if we went to go figure out something to do with Magnus? Like, I don't know, maybe Katya, you like talk to him, get him out of his office or distract him, and I can go in and like see if there's anything.
I mean,
You know, I
you'd
can.
had an in with his wife as well, right?
Yeah, that's
She'd let
true.
you
Oh
see
my
the
God.
sarcophagus.
I had totally
Guys,
forgotten
yeah,
about
you have
that.
an in with his wife. You know him. Just go to like a dinner party or something. Just hang out and then
Oh God.
fleece them from information afterwards.
That's actually not a terrible idea. I could dinner party if I could get an invitation, if they have dinner parties.
I mean, they're like rich people.
We can
Don't
think
they
of
do that?
something, but I just think that like the two of us have more leads with him.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that we could divide and conquer, and that way, you just hopefully.
Yeah, no, that
Yeah.
sounds good. You guys do
Sorry,
that,
I
and
lost
I
my train of
guess
thought.
we're on team. What are we? What's our goal with Brock? Kidnap him and get him to ungold. Talk with him. Find out what he's doing. Take pictures of the golden statue so I have proof so that Margot will think I'm cool. Like,
I
what are we
think-
doing?
I think everything except kidnapping, because that's
Yeah.
a felony, and also where would we put him?
We already kidnapped a person. What's 2 felonies instead of 1?
Listen, we kidnapped. Technically, we didn't
Actually.
kidnap somebody. We just took their dead body somewhere, and then
No.
they woke back
Decades
up
of
as
jail
dead.
time. A couple decades of time is the difference.
Claire was alive when we first saw her, so.
All right, let me
We
Well,
interrupt.
yeah,
totally
like that'll hold
kidnapped
up in
her.
court. What?
All
Okay,
right,
look.
let me interrupt here. So, for the purpose of
Help us.
entertainment for everybody, I would
Yeah,
say
that's
do
fine.
both of these things together and don't split up.
Okay.
Because it was gonna take like half a session for the rest of this, and that
Sure.
would result in y'all just sitting there silently for an hour. So,
Um,
I love the enthusiasm, love both ways that y'all are going, but I would not split up.
Okay, thank you.
No, that makes everything a lot easier then.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we could always just serve the sentences concurrently. There's always that possibility.
Okay, well, looping back around from this, depressing line of conversation, I think our priorities then are speaking to Brock and trying to figure out, Magnus's tie in all of this. I feel like it's, certainly no coincidence he was at Brock's club and also the auction and also bought the sarcophagus that had Lenore's body in it
Mm-hmm. Yep.
and has a mythos, which I don't believe he used to. That seems a little new.
He didn't used to, and we don't know what it is. We haven't been able to
True.
figure that out yet. Like, his wife was nice and talkative, but she wasn't exactly, hey, let me spill my husband's darkest secrets to a perfect stranger. That would take more time. More time.
Okay, so what is our plan then there?
With Magnus?
Yeah, do we
I
want to
think-
just.
I don't know. I mean, I could potentially try to finagle something through work with him, but honestly, I feel like it might be safest to continue to play on the connection that Aviva made with his wife. Then that way we don't necessarily have to deal with him directly. And
Maybe you could invite her to our book club, which meets at the pub, and we could just kind of do it in that way. Like, it should be public, so they don't immediately try to murder us, right? That's
I
Okay.
mean, that does seem like a possibility, actually.
and we could just be such a lovely little book club that talks about, books.
And if memory serves, I remember that Katya had been trying to pay attention to Magnus during the auction, and he didn't give any indication of recognizing her or necessarily noticing that she had a mythos, right?
Nope.
He was
Okay.
very
I mean,
much
he could have just not cared, but
Yeah, also
invested
true.
in his own thing,
yeah,
in the auction itself.
He was very into his own business. Yes.
yeah. All right.
Well, what was his wife's name? I must have written that down. Mrs. Magnus.
Mrs. Lovat.
Mrs. Lovat, thank you.
I'm not gonna lie, that sounds so similar to Megan's
I know.
elsewhere
yeah.
last name that I keep mixing them up.
Yeah.
No, I don't have it written down.
Okay, well, we know her
Okay.
name's Mrs. Lovat. We could either
Mrs.
invite her to
Lovat.
like a book club or a charity thing. Rich people are into charity things. Let's just be like, oh, we're holding a charity restaurant thing, and
We could pretend that we're trying to start a nonprofit or something
mean-
and be like, yeah, we'd like to have a wealthy.
Honestly,
We could do a nonprofit that helps the youth involved in the Jackal Gang.
Katya, you were gonna say something?
Oh no, I mean that's actually not a bad idea. I mean, I was gonna say I don't know what sort of rush we have for trying to really make something formal happen. We could talk about maybe we want to start the creation of some sort of,
Right.
And we need investors to start a
exactly
charity.
investors or a prominent name from somebody so high in society like her
to
would
stick
serve.
on a building eventually.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I'm
So
sure
we-
she would be into helping the youth of the city.
So she had given me like a card or something like that, and I'll just do the appropriate research to write her a letter and be like, I would like to meet with you at
Katya will assist in the letter, right?
At the Golden Fleece pub to discuss an exciting new venture that I hope you will be willing to lend your expertise for our passion or vision. We wish to disrupt the industries with innovation
We are
and
royalty from
entrepreneurship.
Africa. Please send us money.
Buzzwords ahoy.
As a coach, you have no idea how many emails a day I get that are exactly what you just said.
Yep. Oh yeah, I get them too.
Yeah. Then you do have an idea.
I just saw Chris just like cry inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just died a little bit.
Yeah,
The best RP is coming from a place of very
Yeah.
deep-seated trauma here.
You mean like when you almost used your actual email to send an email that could have, led everything back to us?
Totally.
All right, so you send that email. In the meantime, it takes to respond to that. Would you like to go find out what's up with Brocky Boy?
Let's go find this suck.
I
Okay.
think
Yeah.
that's good.
I would say let's, or no, this is a different day anyway, so it's fine. So maybe Katya keeps driving because my car hasn't stalled out yet.
Hey, that seems fair.
And then we don't have to borrow Aviva's grandmother's car anymore.
Well, in that way, hopefully whoever was maybe following us or maybe not doesn't know your vehicle. We can
That's
hope.
true.
As we're meeting up for the next day, Victor comes out of the house holding two metal rectangular flat objects, hands them to Katya. New plates, in case they're following us.
Oh, that's actually pretty useful.
They're untraceable. I had them made back when I was hunting vampires.
8008IE5.
Boobies! That tweet came full circle now.
Oh my god. Oh.
It's totally that's it. That's the canon. It's boobies.
Oh my god.
You're
All right.
welcome.
I'm sorry, Chris. We broke you.
I broke myself today. All right. So you head to Brock's. You know what? You head to Brock's.
It works.
Nothing happens en route to Brock's. It's a nice, easy drive. You all make it to the industrial district. He was last seen at Arlo's apartment where you last left him. So that
I think that's where we'd start then.
Okay.
And,
Probably.
yeah, then maybe like check out his club, see if like his
Sure.
car seems to be there.
So you
Yeah,
drive by
very
his club on the way to Arlo's apartment, and there's no cars, and it's actually too early in the day for it to be even open. So you can assume safely he is not there. And you do recall he said that he is going to try to lay low for a little while and not go to the club. So you make it to Arlo's apartment. It is during the day, so you can assume Arlo is at work. His car is not parallel parked on the street anywhere. As you saw his car at Lenore's, I think. So you don't see his vehicle, but you can see that his window is slightly cracked, kind of letting some of that soft rolling breeze back in.
Yeah, I don't know. Do we want to try and get another look in Arlo's apartment? Well, it seems empty.
Guess it couldn't hurt while we're here.
Or at least while there's the potential of only one person inside.
Right.
Yeah, but like, he might just call the cops again. He tried to do this on us already. If we break in, we're gonna look like the bad guys.
What if we got him to invite us in?
I mean, that
Sounds
would be
great.
a neat trick. We could certainly try.
What if we tell him that we know the truth about Claire's tattoo and the vampirism? I don't know,
I
somebody...
don't even know if he knows about that, though.
Well,
we know
I
what
mean, if
wants.
he doesn't, I'm sure if somebody that I was working with as part of a criminal organization was in an inner circle of said organization and didn't tell me, and now they're dead, I'd be pretty interested to know more about, the wheels within wheels that are going on here, especially if Arlo has any inkling that he wants to like advance in this organization.
That's true. I mean,
That's true. We also have what he wants, right? They wanted Lenore, and we have it. We could just pretend that we're trying to make a deal.
Also true.
All right. Well, I mean, it seems worth a shot. We can certainly give it a try.
Walk up to his door.
She's just gonna walk up.
Maybe let me do some of the talking, at least to try to get the foot in the door, so to speak. And
are we all going to go up to the door, or are some of us gonna hang back?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Let's
just have
go first,
one or two,
then...
so that way his guard's down, and not like 5 people all knocking on his door, being kind of aggressive.
No,
Considering
that's a
he's
really
on the
good
third
point.
floor, I'll hang back.
Okay.
I think, Kira, why don't you go?
Me? I mean,
Yeah.
sure. Okay.
That makes sense, I suppose. You didn't directly punch him in the face in our last.
No, I think I tried to give him an overdose, but that's fine.
Oh yeah, that is true. You threw the drugs in. Damn, trying to figure out who he's gonna hate the least to speak with is hard.
I think he hates
We
each and every
really
one of
fucked up
us
his
together.
day. All right, I would have actually said maybe Victor should come, but that's not a good idea.
Then you and Nora can do. I think Nora didn't punch him in the face directly. I think she just summoned birds.
Oh, that's true. You
No,
put
no.
frogs in their guns.
I put a frog in a gun and turned one to a flower. I'm not very offensive based. I don't like punch people out or dagger sword things. I just make frogs.
No offense, Nora, but you're also pretty young and a little disarming, actually. So it's likely maybe he won't feel quite as threatened if it's just you and me.
Yeah, that's true. I'm kind of creepy though.
Yeah,
You're
but I
as
mean...
creepy as a Hot Topic store. Calm down.
You constantly talk about how I'm giving you trauma, and now you like say, okay,
Yeah, when you
cool.
talk about dead bodies, just shut your face and maybe just don't talk about dead bodies.
Fine, I will
Genius.
silently sit there and smile.
I mean, yes, actually, that's
This
such
little
a
brat.
gross-
You all seeing this?
Maybe, I don't know, maybe Kira, did you want to hang out, like, ready near the window that you and Victor were, like, entering through the other day or something as, like, a backup, just in case?
Sure.
And then, I don't know, Aviva and Victor run interference? I don't even understand. I don't know. Any other ideas?
He might try and run.
Yeah, if he tries to
That's
run,
true.
I got him.
You got him. I've got. Pull out the whip.
All right, seems worth a shot.
All right. So who is going up? to
Wait.
knock out
Do
on
you
this
do
door?
you want my gun before you go there?
I'll
So you
take
can-
it. I don't know how to use it.
No,
But
I
just-
don't think that's necessary.
Oh, just in case you wanted to return the favor,
Oh, no, that's okay. I'll be all right, and I'll just sort of pat my purse where Yorick is.
Watch, York's gonna pull out a gat.
Out of his mouth. Just
Yeah, a gun just slides out of his like skeleton teeth.
Okay. So who is going up to knock on the door?
I guess
Yeah,
Katya and
and Nora.
Okay. So everybody else is
Oh,
kind of
boy.
circled on the outside. So his it's 3C is the apartment number.
All right, I'll go over and be like, oh man, this is a terrible idea, and I'll knock.
Okay.
Sorry.
Bless you.
Bless you. You hear somebody like kind of standing up and slowly kind of ambling over towards the door, and you hear, oh shit, and you hear him like hopping away, and you hear some rattling and like a belt is being put on.
God, it's gonna be harder than I thought to keep a smiling face.
I believe in you, Nora. You can do it.
You hear a strung out voice from the other side of the door. Go away, Arlo's not home.
They're like, oh well, I think we have some very important business to talk with you about. And I'd like to try to, persuade him as best I can with all my
Okay.
weird things.
Make a convince check.
Yeah. Let's see. 1, 2. It's an 11.
All right, so you succeed. He's like, oh, fuck it. what could go worse today? And you hear like 3 locks being undone, a chain slide over, and you see the shaggy, brown-haired, strung-out, deep-eyed, skinny, tattooed Brock Beckett look past you, and he's wearing like these very loose-fit, like shaggy clothing, and he kind of like one eye peeks out at you.
Be like, hi again. Sorry to bother you, but I think we have some information you'd be very interested in hearing about your work compatriots.
Oh, hell. And he kind of opens the door up and lets you in.
Thank you. And I'll come on in.
Okay. He sits on the couch and picks up his handle that he is polishing off early in the morning, and continues drinking.
Classy. Blossom would like this guy.
Yeah.
So I'll just be like, it seems we have a couple of, I suppose, clashing or combined interests that, you know, my compatriots and I share with you and some of your compatriots.
Sure. What do you want? Can we just get this over with? I need to go back to bed. My head is pounding.
Just be like,
Do you have any
"Alright."
cigarettes? And he kind of stands up and he starts searching for his own pack.
Oh, actually, and I'll pull out a pack that I totally had stashed around, you know, just for like emergencies. You know, social smoker and all. It's totally not for me. Totally not for me.
He puts it in his mouth and kind of lights it, and he, out the corner of his mouth, he's like, "All right, well, you kind of convinced me. You seem all right now." And he's continues smoking. He's like, "Sorry, I shot you, by the way."
It happens. Seems like it's the trend of the week. So apparently. Anyway, I can't help but be you know, a little bit curious as to what exactly has you you know, stooping out to being in a place like this. I'd think you would have much nicer places to go, you know, I don't know, crash or hide out.
Well, and he's kind of struggling to light it. He's kind of facing away from you, lighting a cigarette. He's like, "Well, I was hiding from you all, but I see that didn't work super well. So that's really about it." He looks out the window and waves down to the other 3 of you.
I'll be like, "Oh, well then, excellent. I mean, I have to admit, we've been a little bit curious about exactly what it is your connection with these folks are. It doesn't quite seem like your style."
I mean, they asked me to do a favor for him. I did a favor. That's really all it is. Look, if we can just end this now, I won't tell Arlo you were around. We can just go our separate ways. My part in this is done. I'm over whatever stupid thing Arlo's doing. I'm done.
What?
My part's done.
What
Your
exactly
part's
was
done?
your part? Yes. That would be helpful. We'd be able to leave a lot quicker if you could just help us fit some of these pieces together.
He looks down and kind of glares at Aviva outside. He turns around, shuts the curtains. Now his cigarette is kind of lit, not caring that he's smoking in his friend's apartment. It's like, "Look, I was told I made this. They dug up this coffin. I made it gold. As you now know, that's kind of my thing. Even though I wish it fucking wasn't. But that's kind of my thing, and I did it, and it's done. And they got they got the cops off my back. They're very important people. My club was going to be closed down, but they helped me out. All right."
Interesting. It seems you must have gotten some help from, you know, some people very important in the city, perhaps involved in our law and justice system.
Yeah, I know Lavat was in on it too. I never directly talked to him.
Okay, that's interesting. That's very helpful. Thank you, Brock. Now I am curious though, did you know when you made that coffin gold that there was, you know, somebody inside of it?
Well, sure. He takes a long drag. Somebody had to make her gold too, didn't they?
Do you know why?
No, I don't fucking know why. I just want to go back to my life, my cushy life in my penthouse, and just kind of hang out, and just vibe with my friends. I really miss just vibing. These past few days have been awful. I mean, look at this place, and it's a pretty decent apartment.
I can imagine. I mean, I want that for you too, Brock. It would help me a lot if, I know you said you wished you didn't, you know, make things gold. Do you have a way to make things not gold anymore? Can you undo what you've done?
Well, sure, but I don't know fucking how. I mean, everything can be undone, right?
I mean, in theory, but you don't know how. You've never done it.
No.
Didn't he make part of his body gold to like take a bullet off, so it's still gold there?
Yep.
Like, that sounds uncomfortable.
Yeah, it sucks, but when someone's shooting at your heart, it's either be gold for a little while or die.
Well, not for a little while if you don't have a
So
way to make it.
All right, I
ungold.
get it. How old is? Why did you invite a child to this conversation?
Excuse you, I'm 19. I'm a fully fledged adult.
Did they let you in the club? And he takes another drag.
They did.
You know, we'll tell you which employee it was if you're able to help us out a little bit more.
Shit, that would actually be nice.
Oh yeah, this is Katya's jam, y'all. Shit.
Before you
Sam,
move
it's just-
forward, while you think, I just want to
Yeah.
say I am hearing the lawyer in Katya's voice.
Yes.
I am hearing it after
Yeah.
just dealing with mean attorneys last week. I'm hearing it.
I mean, really, you're just hearing some of the wannabe lawyer in Sam's voice.
Tonight is just pulling from the deepest parts of our soul for RP, and I love it.
It's a lot. And he just kind
Um,
of sits there.
Tell me but before we leave, I promise we'll leave you and you'll never really have to deal with us, again. Although, if we were to find a way for you to make things on gold again, would that be something that would be interesting for you to know about?
Yeah, you think I want to have this fucking freaky power?
Well, I mean, some things have proven to be most helpful, I'm sure.
I mean, sure, it's
Katya's
made
more
me.
talking about herself there, honestly.
I mean, sure, it's made me richer than I ever expected to be, but it's also hurt people that I really loved and care about. So, yeah, it was worth it. I actually.
Well, I mean, I will let you know it would be very nice for us if we were able to undo some of the things you've done. So if we're able to figure that out, I will gladly pass that along for you as thanks for how cooperative you've been today. But
One more question. Do you know any of the other people have you talked to any of the other higher ups? Like maybe someone who hangs out in the coroner's office or.
No, I don't know shit about doctors.
have you recognized anybody that you've, I guess, encountered with this jackal gang wearing any sort of gear or tattoos of an Ankh? I'll draw it out if he doesn't know what it
Yeah,
looks
he doesn't
like.
know what it is. No, I honestly know. I know Arlo's got tattoos, and I mean, hell, I've got tattoos, but nothing like that.
Do you know what Magnus's superpower is, or any of the others?
No, I don't know what their superpower is.
Have you ever
Do you all
seen-
know what each other's superpower is? I find it weird that we're just talking about this. I've never really
I mean,
talked
yeah.
about it.
Okay, dude, I
mean,
had the
and-
same question, and I asked one of my friends who also has one of these superpowers, right? And she said that, you know what is normal? And I've been thinking about that a lot.
She sounds smart.
He's really smart.
All right, well, so you can kind of see that he is kind of like coming around to y'all.
Yeah.
It's a decent
Yeah.
conversation. And he's like, all right, I mean, I do have like a lead on how to solve this, but it really goes against Magnus, and I'm not fucking going against that asshole. So if y'all do it for me, I wouldn't
I
mind
mean,
undoing
Totally.
some things.
That would be very helpful. I mean, we'd certainly want to do everything we can to make sure that word never gets back to him that you helped us either. So it would be in our interest to help protect you as well.
Sure. All right. So the Barlow River, right, leads out to the bay. Only river in town, can't miss it. By the university. Magnus has like a party boat that he has bought, and he takes some real fucking 1%ers out there. I'm talking more so than me. Look, I'm pretty rich. I'm pretty lucky. Like I did some good stuff, but I'm talking like A-list.
Okay.
Okay.
And even I couldn't get on that boat if I wanted to. And he always said that there was someone, he always kind of held it over my head that he knew the secret, and like, well, he not directly, I've never really talked to him, but Arlo held it over my head like proxy for Magnus. And that was always kind of like their threat to me ever since I started doing this shit for him.
That they knew about your abilities?
Yeah, and I knew how to fix it if I was good, but apparently I wasn't good
Oh.
enough. So
Well,
I can take you to the boat, but past that, I'm not doing shit.
I think that would be most helpful. And I mean, again, our mission is to learn how to undo some of the things you've done. So I definitely promise you that if you taking us to this boat gets us some of those answers, we'll be more than happy to share it with you. And I'll just sort of like drop my cigarette pack on the table and slide it over for him to keep.
He instantly pockets it in his like loose robes he's kind of wearing. He's like, all right, fuck. Are we doing this now, or y'all have something better to do?
I think right now it's probably actually as best a time as any during the day while people are at work. Magnus will certainly be occupied.
All right, shit. Then he, give me a second. I'm gonna change. And he goes into the other room, and you're expecting him to look better. He just throws on another loose-fitting robe,
Nice.
different style, and kind of walks downstairs.
Fine by me. Looking great, and I'll follow.
You kind of shut the door behind you, and it's one of those old, like, rickety doors that doesn't quite shut. And you're just like, fuck it, it's Arlo. And
I don't even buy. I'm like, I'm not
Yeah.
checking if it's locked.
Yeah.
and so the rest of you see Brock coming unassailed down the stairs. And he's like has a cigarette between his two fingers, and he's like, and keep her away from me. And he points to Aviva.
Oh, no worries. Don't worry. We're all friends here right now. Brock's
No, we're not. And he boards into the
yeah.
car.
How about allies?
Nope.
We're all working together, and then when this is over, you shouldn't have to see any of us ever again. So
Ooh, I like that one.
He slams the car door. You hear a muffled nope from inside.
Don't forget, I still owe you the name of that employee when we're done.
Yep.
Gonna lose his liquor license.
So he's sitting in like the back middle seat,
right.
and he's kind of leaning over. Who's driving? Is Katia? Katia's car?
Katia will drive because it's my car, yeah.
Okay. Sure, we'll say that.
We have enough seats now?
Yeah, we'll say we're all packed in somehow. Magic, right?
double buckle.
Yep.
Is like someone having to sit on someone's lap? Like, what are we doing?
No, Brock's kind of just like crouched on like the middle.
The
area.
armrest
Yeah.
thing,
Like
yeah.
the middle console, yeah.
Yes.
He's like, all right, and take a right, and he's kind of guiding you. And he's like, here, and he like gives a cigarette to Victor. He's like, hey, light this, big guy.
And just, I've already got one lit here. Just take mine.
Takes it. If there's any conversations y'all want to have, now is the time.
I think I would just sort of take the time while I'm driving to fill the others in on the information that Brock's given us, just so they all know.
Okay. All right, so you drive through downtown. Again, it's pretty early in the day. It's not bumping yet. Brock guides you past his club just so he can look in and make sure everything's okay. He's like, all right, cool. And he continues down, and he guides you around a bend and towards the university, where most of you are pretty familiar with at this point. And there is always a river that has flowed through campus, basically, and there's like little nice stone bridges arching over it. It's a really nice, pretty sight. He continues past that to... It's not necessarily the marina, because that would be on the other side of the beach area, but it's just this little like private docks area, and there is like a chain link fence with like a big padlock on it. He's like, all right, I'm gonna call a cab. This is the spot. You never saw me. See ya.
Likewise.
He with his gloved hand, he kind of pushes open one of the doors so it doesn't turn gold. And pushes out into the street and just kind of runs. He jogs across the street. He like pukes, and then he just keeps jogging.
My face hurts from smiling.
Oh, I'm so glad he waited to do that till he was out of my car.
Yeah, I honestly could have seen that going down a million different ways, all of which were worse than what actually happened. So good work, team.
Not gonna lie, pleasantly surprised that we didn't have to,
Was he actually like
anything.
pleasant?
No, he was a rich douche the whole
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Like, this apartment is so small. Ooh.
You know, I actually kind of feel bad for the guy. Maybe he does all those drugs to kind of live with the fact that he turned his lover into gold.
And
never
He
now-
said it made it okay. You say that, right? And I started feeling bad for him too. But then he immediately was like, but I'm rich, so it's worth it.
It's true, actually. He did specifically say it was worth it.
I mean,
if I was
that's
rich.
kind of why I feel bad for him because, like, if he really thinks that, he's never gonna be happy. Like, he sucks. Don't get me wrong. I don't like the guy, but
Oh, it's definitely a him problem for sure.
Yeah.
But at least it'll be good if we're able to find a way to fix Lenore and pass it on to him. I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, is it very obvious which one is Magnus's party boat, or did he give us like a boat name? I'm imagining like a bunch of carnival lights and like da 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 da. Which
Like
I
that's
know
Magnus's
it's
boat.
not. I know that's not how rich
It's
people
called-
are, but like in my mind, I'm like, what would be the most obvious thing?
It's called the Mrs. Legat.
Yeah, so there's not a lot of boats, and he did point to one specific. It is like it's more of a yacht. This is a pretty large little inlet into the bay, and it is a 3-story white boat with like black.
Oh
Did you seriously give this boat a 3rd floor just to fuck with me?
Yep.
Victor, it's gonna be yachts of fun for you.
I mean, I guess like basement deck.
Psychic damage
Second
from that. What the
floor.
fuck?
Poor Victor is just traumatized at 3rd floors, and it's like it's probably the most ridiculous reason because he probably read the municipal code as a kid and read something about 3rd floors that terrified him.
I mean, I love how at this point it's like in canon that we all know Victor needs to stay away from
Yeah.
3rd fucking floor.
So it is called the Ferryman. It's the name of the boat.
Ooh, that's not creepy.
Uh-oh.
It's also the episode title.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I love this
Name
theme. Such a good theme. I like it. Does the boat have a mythos?
I was about to say, like, if this is like the
No.
death boat from Hades and all that
Oh,
shit, I am.
That's exactly what I was
Oh
thinking.
shit!
like-
Wait! Watch it be the Flying Dutchman, and we're gonna fight ghost pirates.
It's
Yo!
not. The boat does not have a mythos.
It's
Oh, man,
it's a death
I
boat.
think
It's a death boat.
sometimes, an object could have one, so I'm like,
Oh, it's just a boat.
Chris,
mythology. Okay.
it has a mythos now. I'm changing the game.
Oh my god! Use your juice point to give
Use
this
my
boat a
juice point
mythos.
to make the boat harder for us to solve.
So there is a little like attendant guard, like little office at the side of this chain link fence, and this guy is, shoveling food in his mouth as it's kind of lunch break time, and he's kind of standing at there. There's like a little glass panel window open.
Is this
What?
like a security guard we have to pass by?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does it look like he's like a private guard for Magnus, or does it look like he's some sort of like wharf official? Or
He's like
something?
a dock official, yeah. This is like a private little marina that's probably for 1%ers, and he's just the security guard that's hanging out here today.
Okay.
So.
Who here of us looks the richest?
I can occasionally make diamonds.
We could maybe just walk past him and see if he says anything. Rich
No.
people always act like they belong exactly where they are, so
That's
All
true.
right, I have a pretty demeaning idea. At least for me, we can give it a try. And
What-
Katya, well, just walk like you're supposed to be here, and Katya will lead the way, putting on like sort of a professional face, just to see if this will work. Unless somebody's
Okay.
got a better idea and stops her.
No, I like this
No.
idea. This
like
is how
it
I
too.
get in places I'm not supposed to be.
It's literally like what she does.
So you
It's
walk up
how
to
you get there.
the locked chain link fence. The little guard attendant booth is like 15 feet before that. So you've got like 15 feet between the booth and the locked fence. And then he's like, "Oh, hey there. Can I help you?"
I'll just
Oh
be
no,
like,
he's Canadian.
I love him. I'm gonna feel so bad when we have to kill him.
Oh no!
I'm sorry.
So Katya will just like splatter on like the face she hasn't had to wear since she was clerking for like judges and shit in law school, and we'll just be like, "Hi, sir. Thank you so much for your help. I actually am just here to retrieve some really important files that Mr. Levant left on the ship the last time he was here. But I left the key at the office. Would you mind?" And if I need to roll to convince, I've got lots of tags to add on to that
hit
shit.
me with a convince check.
Does this guard have a mythos?
Yeah, Paul Bunyan.
Oh, I was gonna say, is it like Heimdall?
I was thinking
That'd be
like
cool.
Sharon the ferryman of the river Styx or
That's what I-
something, but no, he's just a guy. Okay,
Just
cool.
a
That
Canadian
was
guy.
a 10.
So that is a success. So
The
he's like,
Canadians.
"Oh yeah, I've been there. Here, let me get that for you." And he walks
Oh my god,
out.
thank you so much. You're such a lifesaver. I'm just on my lunch break, so I'll be really quick.
Oh
I'm
sure,
to-
yeah.
I'm totally off ordering pierogies from a street vendor for this guy.
He fumbles through a few
Or
keys.
poutine. There we go.
There
Poutine.
you
That's
go.
the word I was looking for. Poutine.
He fumbles through a few keys, opens up the padlock. He opens it up. He's like, "Oh yeah, you just let me know when you're done there, and I'll lock her up." And he goes back to his little booth.
Like, oh, thank you so much. Thank you. You've really made my day. And
Oh, sure thing.
I'll slip on in.
Okay.
And just be like, hurry up.
Diddly, diddly, diddly.
Slide into those DMs.
So you make it through the chain link fence. There are several boats here. The yacht is pretty easy to find. It is the largest one in this little wharf. What would you like to do?
Katya just turns around and is like, oh my god, I feel sick. I never thought I'd have to sound like that again. All right, let's see if we can find anything helpful here. And I'll
Yeah.
keep moving.
Was hilarious. I would pay to see that again.
Well, I used to get paid to do that, so, you know.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you make it over to the ferryman, and you can step in if you'd like.
Yes.
Yeah?
Okay.
I would like to just investigate around and see if I can find any place where you might want to store like contraband or evidence of illicit jackal related activities.
Go ahead and make me an investigation check.
All right, let's use obviously eye for detail, and we are working on the DL, so we'll use that too. Ugh, woof. 6
6.
total.
That is a failure.
Yeah.
So you find a lot of like vacationing pamphlets and like travel guides and things like that stashed around. You find some, like a wardrobe. There's like a little room that Magnus and presumably his wife sleep in when they go out on the yacht. And you find like their wardrobe and stuff like that. You find like a few business cards of people. So I won't give you any clues, but I will give you these business cards. One is named Richard Fairview. He is a stockbroker. And the other one is named Larissa Carlin, and she is something. Hold on, I forgot.
All right, Richard Fairview, stockbroker, and Larissa Carlin,
Oh, it's his own personal lawyer. Yeah,
his lawyer. All right.
even though he's a judge, still needs one of those.
Yup.
So
All right.
yeah, that's pretty much what you find. There's not really a lot
Okay.
of like mythosy things going on in this boat. It does.
Mhm.
The rest of you kind of searching around, and since an investigation check has already been made, we'll skip that. But I'll say generally what you see is that it is well used. It's in pristine shape because he probably pays people to upkeep it at all times. But you can see there's like multiple like footprints, like mud kind of tracked into it. Like there's multiple people that use this boat quite frequently.
Hmm.
These are the most boring pictures ever. There's nothing interesting here, nothing useful. It's not even that arty. So, if you look at the background, the sun is all clouded over.
I mean, it's just kind of a bit of a wash. I haven't really found anything. Found a bunch of old business cards. Yay.
Whoa, here, I'll take a picture of those too.
So
I mean,
the
I
rest-
guess I can talk to these people, send them emails, and be like, "Hey, you know Magnus Lovat, right?"
You know anything about mythos and how to make them stop golding people? I'm sure it's
we'll workshop
lawyer.
it so it
Does-
sounds more professional. But yeah, basically.
What was the lawyer's name?
Larissa Carlin.
Larissa Carlin.
And-
What does Katya recognize her name at all? Because she's probably like a big lawyer in the city. I would
Yeah,
guess, if she works for Magnus.
She's like a criminal lawyer.
Okay,
Mm.
so I might know her from like before my current like before I embraced my mythos, we could say.
So you probably know her. Yeah,
Okay.
at least a little bit. Maybe you went to school together. I don't know, something.
Yeah, sure. Something like that.
The other thing that you all find, the rest of you who haven't really found much yet, so like Kira and Victor will say, the two of you kind of go up, to the third floor.
Oh no!
And Kira, you kind of, there's like a nice little pavilion with like umbrellas and like a nice little like dinner area almost. And there's quite a few like empty beer bottles that haven't been cleaned up and like margarita glasses. So this is like definitely a party boat of sorts. People are definitely taking like little adventures out here.
Cool.
All right.
What do you
Nothing to
want to
report
do?
up here. What do you think we should do?
I don't know. I was expecting to come in here guns blazing, but it seems kind of calm.
It seems okay right now. Perhaps we just wait.
I mean, how long do we want to wait? We can like disguise as the wait staff and like just stay here for a while longer and really stake out and get up close and personal. I
like
doubt
that
rich
plan.
people know every single one of their staff.
No, they wouldn't know us. Plus, they're rich people. We're we don't exist to them.
That's so depressing. It's true, but
Yeah.
depressing.
Sorry,
So
that
we
got
could
really-
kind of do that.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's actually. I really like that plan. And plus, you have experience in being in wait staff. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I don't want to like give. If you want to give me a quick.
Wait,
crash
rich people
course-
give good tips, don't they? Hell yeah.
Kira just hangs out here the rest of her career.
But yeah, maybe we want to do that.
I think that's a good idea.
What I'm kind of concerned about is where exactly is this guy, right? Like, we have no real idea where to find him. We know a lot of places that he frequents, but does he ever show up to any of them? Or is he living in like a secret bat cave somewhere? That's a little strange to me.
Alternatively, we can blow up the ship and then he'll probably come down to see the damage.
Yeah, but then he'll hate us and definitely throw us in jail.
I think he...
I mean, he could do that now, but like...
Not if we don't get caught, I guess.
You hear from behind y'all, the guard yell. He's like, "Oh, hey there, miss. I forgot to ask your name, but do you know when Magnus is coming by? He said he'd be back tonight with some friends, but I turned Irish. I don't know why."
We're like, oh, well, I know he's got some meetings this afternoon, so I'm sure it'll be sometime, this early evening.
I pass you
Pulling
that
it
fake
out of my
ID I have that
ass.
says I'm gonna pass you that fake ID I have that says Stacey Evans, so you can show that as your.
Stacy,
Like, oh, if you need, my name is
Stacey's
Stacy.
Oh, that's
Poor-
that's a nice name. I just have the keys for his party is all. I was gonna unlock it and I'll be right there.
Okay, great, thank you. All right, we should probably hurry up, but at least we know he'll be back tonight.
Yep, we can come back too if we want to do the old 1-2 disguise ourselves as waiters and sneak aboard.
1-2
Try to sneak
skiddly-doo.
in.
Yeah, I don't know why I said the old 1-2. It just seemed like something that was appropriate at the time.
While we're here, actually, I would want to take the time to sort of snoop around and see, like, where, like, other entrances on the ship could be
Yes!
for
Yeah.
sneaking in purposes, potentially.
I'd also like to set up cat documentary equipment around the
Smart.
ship
Yes.
and create a surveillance network on Magnus.
Yes.
Did you bring your
Yeah.
cat doc stuff
Yes,
on this
I did.
mission? Oh my
I
god.
pack it everywhere I go.
know, you actually did say that.
He did when we went back to the apartment last session.
That's true because we were
All
talking
right.
about maybe leaving surveillance
yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm
actually.
so glad Victor makes cat documentaries now.
So glad he's such a
Ugh.
weirdo.
Alright, so
right?
you set up shop. The exits around the boat. I mean, without just jumping over the side, there is like a back entrance. At the very top floor is the captain's quarters, where the captain will drive the ship, obviously. Other than that, there's not really any like exits or entrances.
Okay, just like thinking in terms of like, if we need to, can we like freaking buy like an inflatable kayak from a sporting goods store and like sneak on board?
I guess.
Or we can kind of set up for ourselves later and just like hang some rope down like a pole.
Mhm.
Ooh,
the third
yeah, like
floor?
have a dangling.
Smart.
war
That actually
line
is
or
a really
something.
good.
Honestly, yeah, let's go find a window on the third floor and just.
Okay.
You know, on the plus side, if you're gonna jump out of a third floor window, might as well be into like a river,
Yeah.
right?
Also-
Like-
Also, I'm gonna set the anchor down and I'm gonna jam it.
Oh shit. Okay.
Ooh,
So
they can't get away.
Okay.
Smart.
Who?
Is there any cameras here recording this? Like,
Oh,
do they have
probably.
any? Because if they see us messing with all his stuff, can I do an investigation check to see if I
Yeah.
can
You
see
may.
if there's any
Yep.
cameras? Okay, cool. I have to remember what I have for that because I have a couple.
I'm glad that everyone else is thinking of this stuff because
Responsible.
despite being smart and
Okay.
paranoid, Aviva is also kind of clueless about like spy stuff. So
Okay. Yeah, I think
I mean,
I
all spy
have
knowledge is
spy
just from like
work.
movies.
that's
Right.
fair.
Much
I
like
learned it all from
Sam,
Margot.
Katya knows none of this. So
I learned it all from Margot in my vampire hunting days.
yes.
Oh,
Smart.
of course.
Margot, so you want to break into a rich person's
freaking
boat?
Margo.
All right. So you get how many power tags did you use?
5.
Okay, so we'll say you cap at 4 power tags,
Okay.
so you get 4 clues. Some of them you can either, like we've done this before, you can either decide if they expose you to danger or if they are fuzzy or incomplete.
I want to, because we really need to find that camera. But having an incomplete camera or a camera that exposes us to danger, both are bad. What do you guys think?
I mean, up to you, really? I kind of feel like if you wanted to like play safe, risk of our own footage being faulty would probably be better. But if you want to, go Chaos Crew.
Chaos crew.
Okay, yeah, I'll play it safe for the first clue. Yeah, is there any cameras? And it can be faulty information for that one.
There's one camera at the bow of the ship. It kind of looks over from the captain's quarters down towards the the large deck area.
Oops, I guess it fell in the water.
Okay, so you just kind of cut that one down, throw it in the water.
Yeah, that one's just oops.
Oops.
And I guess what else could I? So am I only investigating security then? Like, what can I ask the questions on?
Oh, whatever. It's fine. Whatever you're feeling on the boat. Anything to do with this boat.
Anything to do with this book? Okay. So was there any like locked rooms or anything? Was there anything weird about it?
There's no locked rooms.
Okay, so everything's open and we can see everything.
Yep.
Okay, and in his like personal room, does he have any like secret drawers or anything?
No, not really that he keeps on the ship, at least.
Okay, do they have any information on like the security they're going to employ for the party?
Yeah, so we'll say that you find... What would make sense for this? We'll say that you find like a letter from the head of his security, basically, it's almost like his hours that he worked, kind of reporting to the boss how many hours he worked. And he does not work nights at the ship, so you can kind of assume with that there won't be really any security going on.
Cool. Okay. And that was 4, I think, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So that is all y'all get to know about the boat. So is the plan to wait here or come back when you're in waiter gear, or?
Do we want to like hide 1 or 2 people out in the boat and then have other people come in? Like what?
It's actually.
Oh, so some be rich people and some be like waiter people.
That as well. I can make some diamonds and we can sell them. I just can't use them for my own gain. I can use them for other people. But I mean, if we wanted to like hide someone in here.
I mean, Kira has the experience in the waiting industry, so it would make sense if we left Kira on the ship to pose as a member of the wait staff. It would be the most believable for sure.
Okay. What do you think, Kira?
I mean, I could do that. What are you guys gonna do though?
That's true.
Well, I'll be a member of Miss Carlin's staff here for the party, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm definitely more believable as a waiter, so I'll just. What if I have like news of a catering company? I'll go get us some clothes or something and come back.
I'm sure we can look up like the nicest catering company the city
Yep.
has. That's probably who he would use.
It wouldn't be difficult. I don't think that he would want to keep that kind of thing secret. So I'll get us some stuff.
There's probably a linen closet on the ship with
Oh
clothes
yeah, that's true too. Let's just do that.
that we can steal
Okay.
right now.
So
Yeah.
just steal the clothes.
Sure,
Yeah,
there might be
and
some spare uniforms.
true. So okay, does everyone want to do wait stuff then? Because I could like try to make some diamonds and sell someone money if someone wants to pretend to be rich.
I mean, honestly, it seems like this is going to be a very close-knit thing, so it might be
Yeah.
easier for us to pass ourselves off as staff than party
Yeah.
goers.
That's
Even with a
100%
good
true.
story.
Plus,
Although-
gods forbid they recognize one of us from the auction.
Oh, good point.
I have
yeah.
been in court with Magnus and his own
You know what,
attorney at some
Katya? It
point.
might be a good idea if you just hide on the ship then, and just jump out.
Haha.
I mean, we've got a few
The
hours.
worst surprise party.
Seriously.
Victor, with your I don't know, maybe between Victor's stakeout abilities and your makeup skills, Nora, we can come up with something of a disguise to make me at least stand out a little bit less to people who I've worked with.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody, they're not going to be looking at the servers, so
That's true. Also,
get me
like,
like a wig or something.
Just wear a hat.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Ah.
Yeah, that's the plan. We're gonna be wait staff. Boom.
So everybody is?
I think so.
I think
Yeah.
that's our new plan. That does seem safer.
All right, so you're staking out on the ship, or you're going to come back with uniforms?
We're gonna come back. We're gonna check the linen closets and see if maybe they have any staff uniforms on deck,
They've got
spares or
aprons
something.
and stuff, like servers'
Ooh.
aprons.
We'll grab
That's
I
something.
think we'll each grab one of those.
And I'm
just in
already
case.
wearing a wrinkly white shirt and a tie, so I'm
That's
good
You're
to
true.
go.
all set,
That's
man.
true.
Yeah, I think we'll take probably some time before this party to literally Google a catering company and try to find dress the part as best
Yeah.
we can.
Sure.
Mhm.
Luckily, it's pretty industry standard
Mhm.
as far as
Cute.
uniforms go.
Kira, could you give myself at least a quick crash course on how to not drop everything?
Sure, but you're gonna have to wait a little while to get pro like me. Get 5 plates on
Oh wow, that's
on
five
one arm,
5 plates on. I can't do that.
and don't go into the kitchen. Chefs are assholes.
Wait, what if one of us were the chef?
No,
Poison someone?
no.
Not poison anyone.
I mean, if I'm cooking.
Maybe
All
you
right,
could ask
Mama Yaga.
Yurik if he has a good biscuit recipe.
It's all from the 6th century. Grind your flour.
She must find a flour mill.
All right, so we're going to skip ahead to tonight. We'll say that you do your catering research. We'll say you get believable outfits, and you show up a little bit early. before everybody, or you just kind of guess and you get lucky, and you show up a little early, and the guard has the gate open, and he is expecting people. It looks like.
All right, let's take our stuff and I guess start setting up little stations with some maybe some cups and cocktail napkins and that kind of thing, and let's just go.
There are caterers already on the ship.
We'll
So
just...
I'm gonna ask everybody to make a convince check here.
Yeah, I think we kind of trickle on in pairs, so it's not all 5 of us coming into a late shift.
Sure, yeah.
Can I spend my juice point to make it be like this company just had a lot of turnover recently or something, so they wouldn't be totally freaked out by new people showing up?
Yeah, so everybody add another +1 to that roll. Thanks to
good juice.
Aviva's
Thank
juice.
you. I
You're
have
welcome.
a negative in this.
Okay, I rolled bad, but I get a lot of tags.
I forgot
shit.
tags.
I'm with the temp agency.
Temp cater.
I think it's just working on the D.
Okay, so that's a 9, so at least that's a mild success, right?
Correct.
That's a 9 with a bunch of tags.
Easy could work.
That's
So
a 10.
I rolled a 3, but I had 3 tags, so that's a 6 total.
Ooh, I got a
Wait, +1 for the juice.
Yes.
So a 7.
11.
So 7.
Okay, I got an 11 then.
All right, I think is that everybody?
No, I haven't done mine yet.
Okay.
Convinced? Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah,
I was trying to see if I had any things I could use to make it better.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, I did fine. Yay me.
Okay, so I will give the entire catering staff a tag of -1. They believe you a little bit better. We'll say flustered or convinced, something like that. So if you ever need to make
overworked and underpaid.
Yeah, there you go.
So
Here's the tags.
if you ever need to make a check against wait staff, remind me of that because I probably will forget. But all of them have that as a group.
Okay. Cool.
So there's a thin, tall man. He's kind of conducting everybody, moving everyone around, and you need to get that ready for Magnus. That's his favorite dish. Don't fuck me on this. And he's just really in front of everybody, getting everything ready. He walks over to some, with PbtA's juice or Aviva's juice tag. There is a bunch of new caterers, and he's like, "No, you put the napkin this way. You cannot fold it or crease it." And he is just showing everybody the way, and he kind of bosses y'all around for a little bit.
Kira's gonna get a promotion for this catering company that she doesn't actually work at.
I know, right?
He comes over
It's
and fantastic work to you, and he just keeps going on.
It's like when you're just shopping at Target and someone's like, "Excuse me, do you work here? I need help finding the blah 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 blah
Yeah,
thing."
pretty much.
Shit, I wore red and khakis.
Exactly.
Oh no.
I've done that where you're going to Target and you're like, "Oh shit, I'm wearing a red T-shirt and
Well,
pants."
My thing would be working somewhere and then going someplace else that just has a similar uniform. It's god damn it.
All right, so y'all, you spend your half an hour working your ass off. Michael, the kitchen boss, is very demanding.
Wait,
You
does
come
Michael have a
to know.
mythos?
No.
Is it more like mythos?
Does any of the wait staff have a mythos? Does the catering company have a mythos?
No, these are sleepers.
It's Dionysus. It's Dionysus catering.
No.
I was about to
I
say maybe
wish.
Gordon Ramsay has the
Stregonona
mythos.
mythos.
Gordon Ramsay. So eventually you wait half an hour, you work hard under Michael's rules, and you see Magnus and his wife. They are both dressed up. He is dressed in a fine black suit with a dark silver tie. She is wearing a flashy sequined red dress, and she has a feather boa over her shoulders. And they enter on. He helps her onto the boat, and the waitstaff helps him on. I said, "Good evening, Mr. Lovat." And he's, "Yes, good evening, everyone. It's great to see you all." And he kind of strolls into his private chambers for a while. You wait another half an hour while you're setting up, and guests start to arrive.
All right, before you continue to describe all the guests,
Mhm.
one, I forget, does Mrs. Legat have a mythos?
She does not.
And then I was going to say, before you start describing everyone who arrives and me just interrupting each and every individual and saying, "Do they got a mythos?" Just let me know if they got a mythos.
I will tell you, none of them have a mythos.
You can't just go
Damn.
up to people asking whether or not they have a mythos
That's not something
picture.
you ask a
Gosh,
lady.
you need to. It's like looking in their purse or something.
So you do see Larissa Carlin arrives, the lawyer. She has long blonde hair, and she has her husband, boyfriend, whatever, on her arm as they kind of get onto the boat.
For small carry-on item.
Yep. Two more men show up. This is Richard Fairview, a stockbroker, and presumably his husband or boyfriend, significant other. And they get on the boat. And then there are a bunch of singles arriving after him. All types of people. Very fancy dressed is the most notable thing about them, rather than going through everyone. This is black tie affair. Most people are wearing very dressed up things. The interesting part is you wait a little while, and one of the police women that nodded their hat at Aviva earlier in the week enters the boat.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
Also all dressed up, or is she like moonlighting as
police.
private security or something?
Well, she's wearing a
Police
suit.
ball gown.
She's wearing a suit, but she was also wearing a suit for work, so it's hard to tell.
Okay.
Let's just stay away from that for now.
Yep, I'm gonna do my very best to not be within
Okay.
eye shot, ear shot, noticeability of.
Like gunshot.
Well, yeah, make
Let's
sure
keep Katya
Katya is
away.
not exactly. I was like, we are gonna have some serious golem moments if Katya gets shot again. Just saying, like.
Sure. Okay, so the party begins. Magnus clinks his glass and stands on the bow of the ship on the third floor where the party deck is and all the tables are. Everybody has beer or margarita in hand and are enjoying the evening with each other. And he's like, "Friends, thank you so much for joining me and Mrs. Lovat tonight. We could not have asked for a better group of individuals to celebrate this evening with. We are going to depart here, thanks to our lovely captain." And he waves up to his captain on the third floor driving the yacht. And he says, we will make anchor eventually. Hopefully, we will find a nice spot to just kind of relax for the evening. And the boat kind of takes off, and it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Oops.
And the captain tries again, and she floors it. Nothing happens. He's like, "Oh, a little technical difficulties. Let me go help our beloved captain and see what I can do."
Yeah.
Totally fine.
This is okay. I'm just I imagine I'm holding a tray of drinks or something and my hands start shaking. So it's ring, ring, as the crystal glasses are all slightly clinking against each other.
Acting totally natural.
Oh, yeah.
So who are we confronting during this party?
So what's our goal exactly? We're
You're
trying
on the
to
boat now.
Because I was are we gonna sit with Mrs. Legat while Magnus helps out with the boat, and we could be like,
I
Yo,
would
what's your
go
husband's
talk
name?
to her, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was thinking kind of Aviva, I actually said in chat, Aviva, at least as a student, is really believable to be also working as a caterer. So
Mhm.
I think
That's very true.
she's got a good in to try to talk to Mrs. Lovat, and then maybe the rest of us can just try to eavesdrop as best we can.
Well, and we have the surveillance cameras going still, I think. I don't know if that's
Yes,
set to capture audio, but I could also just turn my recorder on my phone. You can voice memo
Sure.
stuff. And I'm sure that I would still have it in a pocket or whatever.
Yeah.
So okay. I'll go talk to Miss Lovat.
Okay. So you approach her. She is sipping a colorful drink at the side of the boat, her hair kind of blowing behind her. Even though you're not really riding yet, it is still a pretty windy evening.
And I'll just be like, oh, hello, Mrs. Lovat. Can I maybe get you another one of those?
Oh, please do. Keep them coming.
Absolutely. I'll be right back. So I'm going to go get her another drink, put it in her hands, and just be like, I've really been admiring the way that you and your husband are so dedicated to preserving the art and the history and culture in this city. What got you so interested in that to begin with? I'm a little bit of an art enthusiast myself, so I always like to, maybe aspire to do the kinds of things that you two do one day.
And she looks at you in the face for the first time, and she's like, "Oh, aren't you the deer from the museum the other night?"
Yes, I am. I often find myself trying to. Well, I find like my more mundane surroundings a little bit at odds with where I'd like to be in life, but trying my best.
Oh, I'm not judging, dear. I was just curious. It was always my husband's desire to help the arts around this city and perpetuate the history of the world that we now live in. It's kind of our duty to know history, so we don't repeat the bad parts, and we can continue the parts that serve us best, yes?
Yeah, I agree with that, generally speaking. So, the sarcophagus, though, that was something that you were particularly interested in. What was it about ancient Egypt that got the two of you into collecting from that period?
Oh, I don't really know about that period, but did you hear about that? It is a shame. Someone broke into the museum, and one of the pieces that were missing was that coffin.
That's terrible.
Oh, I heard the T-Rex
do such a thing.
I don't know. Some lowlife who just wants money, I suppose, and doesn't earn it the honest way.
What?
That is just absolutely dreadful. I can't even imagine who would stoop to such depths. Me actually dropping things in real life because I'm nervous. Well,
yes,
I really do hope that the proper authorities are able to get it back and recover it for you as soon as possible.
As do I, dear. It was such a nice piece. It would have went with our color scheme so nicely.
Oh, you're fond of gold then?
Yes, gold and black is kind of how we did the basement.
The basement, like of your home?
Yeah, one of them.
Oh, what other kinds of collections do you have there? Is it all sarcophagi?
No, it's really artifacts from lots of different periods, and then of course Magnus has his cabin up north where he just has taxidermy things. That's a whole different ball of yarn that I'm trying to get rid of.
Oh, really? Oh my.
Yes, I've said too much, but let me tell you, just between you and I, Magnus is into some strange hobbies. I've said too much, and she laughs under her breath.
Oh, no, not to worry. I mean, when you are as well off and blessed by the fates as the two of you, any eccentricity is pardonable. I won't say anything like that.
That is fair. He did work hard. He only inherited a little bit of this, so I'm very proud of him.
I'm sure. I mean, you definitely don't get to be a judge as powerful and important as he is without, busting your butt a little bit.
Exactly.
So, yes, I understand.
People always say that his last name factored in, but I don't think it did.
I only had a small loan of $1 million to start my company on.
No.
I hate it so much. I'm sorry.
I was thinking. I don't know what to ask her now, though.
Alex is saying stab her, I think.
Stab her?
Guillotine.
With what?
I don't know.
Guillotine her?
I hate them. They're the worst.
Oh no, the boat sank and everyone died. Oops.
Yeah, I'm just gonna maybe try and keep her talking and just keep her happy and hopefully buy people enough time to go talk to Magnus. But I do want to know. Oh, okay. Here's what I'll do. Okay. This is an awkward time elapse on the player's part, but just pretend that I smoothly segued into it as the character. I'm just gonna be like, oh, do you remember Claire, the curator from the museum that the auction was at? I noticed that they had a really peculiar tattoo on their neck. It was in the shape of a golden ankh. Did you know anything about that? That seemed very, very unique. especially considering, your and your husband's love for all the antiquarian things. I was just wondering, since you seemed kind of close with Claire, maybe you knew if it had any personal significance to them?
Well, sure, they're a dear friend, but museum curators tend to be quite interested in historical relics as well, so I'm not so surprised they had one tattooed on themselves.
Well, of course. Did you or your husband happen to partake in any of that kind of body modifications? I don't know. I'm getting really flustered. I don't know what to ask her.
No, dear.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I'm just going to take her drink out of her hand and then finish it myself and quickly walk away.
What a strange duck. And she goes over to her friend.
Cool.
Talking.
Ooh, okay. And then I go
So-
into like one of those tiny little ship bathrooms and I just sit on the toilet and start hyperventilating a little bit. Exactly.
So
This
the
is the downside of the golem mythos.
Sure.
Like, I'm amazing when I'm in that form, but when I'm not, it's just like,
it's a
I'm
mess.
scared of shit.
Poor Aviva's just
Exactly.
like, I'm gonna keep all of my emotions right here.
Yeah.
And then one day, I'll die.
840.
Did it. We did it. That was close.
Cutting
Our
it close.
closest yet.
Well
Um,
done.
So, Victor, since you threw the anchor and caught it, I would imagine you're kind of keeping an eye on that. No?
Yeah.
So, as you're kind of serving hors d'oeuvres, out of the corner of your eye, you hear upstairs, and we'll say this is part of your like supernatural ability. You can hear a little bit like farther in the distance. and
I
you
mean, I have the sixth
Yeah.
sense.
Right, and you hear Magnus talking to his ship captain outside of the ship captain's like corridors, and he
Mm.
says, "Well, I don't know. Get down there and fix it. I'm not going to do it myself." And the captain's like, "Sorry, Cap. Don't really know what to tell you. It's really jammed in there. It might not happen tonight." And he's like, "All right. You know what? Maybe I will go fix it myself." And he walks downstairs.
All right. I'm gonna walk up to him and I'm gonna push him.
And I will push it.
I'm gonna push him and I'm gonna say, "Oh, excuse me, I'm new in town."
Oh my god.
You had to make up for cutting it
Yeah,
so
I guess
close.
so. Are you really gonna?
We are
I'm trying
gonna frame you for murder.
I'm gonna make it look like I accidentally bumped into him and spilled all my shit on him.
Sure. He's like at the side of the boat, kind of looking over the side at the anchor.
Oh, so sorry. I did not mean to. Oh, I'm such a klutz. Oh my.
He
Oh,
turns and you see a vein in his bald head kind of pop, and he's like, "No, it is no trouble at all, my friend." And he takes out his pocket
Here. Let
square
me
and
come.
it's like drying
Here, let me
himself.
come clean you up. Let me come help you clean up. And that's when I'm gonna lead him to a more privately secured area where the rest of my friends are.
Make a convince check.
All right, let's see. What can I use? Oh God, I'm not the face of this party.
Juice.
He used his juice.
I will
Oh,
also
dang
say,
it.
Oh wait, no, that was
Never mind.
Aviva's juice that got used.
I used my juice, yes. And now I'm
You're also-
hyperventilating in the bathroom because
He
of
also
it.
looks like a wait staff, so I mean, like he probably knows. Just like here, let me show you, sir, to the.
Let me take you to the club soda for the stain remover.
12.
Ooh.
Not natty. I mean, it's
it
just
doesn't
that.
matter.
Okay.
All right, so you convince him to do so. I will say
Okay.
other people with mythos can clearly see when people have mythos around them as well. It's not just y'all.
Oh, I know. I'm trying to make it. I'm
Yeah.
trying to make it look like I'm playing dumb. That's
Sure.
another famous strategy. The I belong here and oh my lord,
Mhm.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
So he puts his hand on your back, very politician style, and leads you first. And you hear
Oh
this,
no! I insist, sir. I insist. You go first, Your Honor.
as he's walking, you hear this loud like retch from under the boat,
Oh God.
and with his back hand, and he has pulled up the anchor.
What? Okay, I'm knocking this guy out.
Excuse
I'm
me?
pistol whipping him
And
while
he kind of
our
straightens his
golem does
jacket.
not like this.
He straightens his jacket and kind of walks ahead of you inside to the club soda room.
Jeez.
Oh,
I like how this boat has a room for club soda
Yep.
now.
I was gonna pistol whip him, but holy shit, he's strong.
Oh.
The
All right,
pistol might break.
So I follow him to the club soda room, and I'm feigning attempts to clean him up, and I'm really good. Like that stain ain't coming out.
Yeah. He looks at you and he's like, "All right, so what is yours?"
Oh hi, I am Victor Belmont, and I am carrying the soul of Abraham Van Helsing in me, and I want you to explain why the hell the curator of the auction you obtained that sarcophagus from came back to life as a vampire.
That is so cool. And he reaches over and he has his like pocket square and he's just kind of dabbing his suit off again. He takes his jacket off, just kind of turns away from you, he gives you his back, saying that you are no threat to him at all. And he hangs his jacket up. He's like, "That'll have to be steam cleaned, but we're just having a party here, friend. I'd appreciate if you just waited on us hand and foot, and we will go on with our night."
You see, that there's a slight problem here because the coffin you obtained, of course, well, quite simply, that's an actual person that you had turned into gold in there, and I'm really curious as to what the fuck are you up to?
I could show you.
Yeah, I told you mine. What's yours?
Oh, I'll tell you mine when we get there. And you hear the boat start moving forward.
Shit, he's gonna have us on open sea so we can't run. Oh, we're fucked.
That's okay. There's lots of seagulls at open sea.
Yeah, seagulls. And
also,
I got
vampires
one
can't
thing,
cross.
y'all.
Wait, we're on the river. Vampires can't cross a moving body of water. We're safe, folks.
it's true.
Wait, oh god.
I'm so
There are other
nervous.
mythos than vampires who can cross rivers.
Why did I close myself in the bathroom right when Victor was like, let's chuck the subtlety out of the window and be like, all right, man, tell me what your evil plan is.
So
Well-
it's like just him and Magus right now too. The rest of us
Yeah.
are still going around
you have
smoking
no
like
idea.
fucking spring rolls.
The rest
and
of us
shit,
are
Okay.
right?
Yep.
Would you
Yeah.
care for some canapes, madame?
I was hoping the group were gonna be in the club soda room. I was banking on it.
Were
It
we
didn't
Just
happen.
going around like I got
No.
fucking barred for this shit.
He continues
Oh.
talking to Victor.
I'm
Oh, I'm
never
pr-
gonna
I-
graduate on time.
There's Kira collecting tips. Nora's being held up by someone being like, "You remind me of my granddaughter."
Oh, that's so cute.
All like the circumstances are just preventing us from meeting up.
Yep.
It's not that Victor's trying to be bold. It's just like, oh shit, my friends aren't in here. What
He
the fuck?
continues talking to Victor. And he says, we could use more gifted individuals on our crusade.
Crusade. First of all, the Van Helsings, we don't do crusades. We are medical professionals.
That's fair. Really sticking to your family name. Well,
All right, so what's this big plot of yours, Mr. Legat?
I'm not going to give it away before we get there, but I am excited that you are here to see it in first hand.
Wait, to see it? You mean like it's going down now?
Oh yes, we're headed. This is not just a party vessel.
Oh.
Do you not know what the word ferryman means? It's not a play on words or anything. It's quite
Well,
literal.
I mean, so you're Karan, ferryman of the dead?
I might be. I might be something more. I might be something less.
All right, the Ankh. What's with the Ankh?
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, please. Your friend Claire woke up with a tattoo of the Ankh burned into their neck.
It's a bummer to hear, but I haven't seen Claire in days.
Davy Jones. He's just gonna start rattling
Are
off.
you just gonna be like
Edward
following
Deitch.
him for the party now, naming one?
Oh yeah, just
He puts a big, meaty, hand with a few rings and signets on your shoulder. He's like, "You'll see in due time, friend, and I hope when that time comes, you choose to be on the right side of this."
Oh, when he puts his hand on my shoulder, my hand immediately is like holster.
Do what you wish. That's me,
Look.
not Magnus.
Look, I don't want anything bad to happen on this ship. Whatever you're doing, call it off.
You know what? You're right. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna tell everyone to turn this boat around. Thank
Wait,
you,
see-
Victor.
See if that wasn't so hard, was it now?
No. And he stands up and he moves towards the door.
I'm gonna try and hit him with the whip and tangle him up in the whip.
Okay.
Fuck!
Fuck.
So I will say.
I can't let him do this. He's the bad guy.
No, I don't know if this is vegetarian.
I will say make a go toe-to-toe check, and because he is a special type, I'm going to roll a face danger check for him.
Would you like a
Special
refill on your
type.
water?
Katya would be the worst caterer right now, just because she's so spiteful to have to be doing this.
What does it mean he's a special type? Is that like a Pokemon thing that I don't understand because
I
I've
didn't
never
get
played
that.
it before?
Hyper beam! Hyper beam his ass!
Oh no, he's a sparkly!
I didn't get that far.
He's a shiny Pokemon, everyone!
You won't
He's
get
a
that far.
And now we never
face.
will.
All right. 1, 2,
Jeez.
3, 4.
He's Moltres.
All right, I got 4.
All right.
Oh, come on now. You roll low. You've been hot all night. 9.
Oh, well,
Could've
Victor's
used
dead.
more.
Victor's dead. Goodbye, Victor.
I mean, do we have any help points left?
He rolled a 13, so
We
I'm
do
not. I'm
have
gonna
help
say
points.
it probably doesn't matter.
It wouldn't probably.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Because
gonna
we
matter.
can't use more than 4 tags anyway, so there's no way to like make up that big of a difference.
Yeah. So he kind of catches your whip in around his wrist.
Oh shit.
He kind of pulls you out of your seat and just kind of untangles it from his wrist, and he's like, "I'm excited for you to see this. It's gonna be fun. You're gonna like it, especially
Okay,
you."
look.
And he walks out of the chamber.
Oh no. That doesn't sound good.
Especially me. I'm gonna just keep following him. Okay, look. Edward Teach.
At this point, do we
No.
see like Victor following him, talking actively out of the soda room?
Yeah.
I
You
think
see
I'm
that?
coming out of the bathroom finally at this point, and I'm just like, all right, public
I'm okay
places,
now.
here we go.
I'm okay. Oh fuck.
Exactly.
I'm like, Kira, how
Back
come your
in the
tips?
bathroom.
Katya can't understand why Kira's tips are so much better.
He walks to the bow of the ship as Victor is berating him the entire way, and you're all trying to push through the crowds towards Victor. And he stands up on this like the tackle box basically, and he stands up. And at this point, you've reached pretty far out into the water, and
no.
and he says, "Friends, I have an announcement to make. It is that
No.
time of the night where we will do what we all came here to do. And I just want to say we have a special friend joining us, and you feel his grasp tighten on the signet rings kind of digging into your shoulder, and they burn a little bit.
Ooh.
And he says, and we have a special friend, a new recruit joining us this evening. So please, everyone, you know what you're here to do. And you watch as all of the rich folk jump into the water.
What?
What?
Wait,
Dude,
what?
are they just sacrificing themselves to Cthulhu?
Oh no!
What are the rest of the
no!
catering staff doing right now? Are all the actual caterers just like, what the fuck?
Michael, the head caterer, is like, oh shit, what the fuck is going on? And you watch as
Poor Michael.
these horrible, wretched creatures begin climbing up the
no.
the sides of the ships, long claws like Claire's. And these are not friendly individuals. You see, they now have golden ankhs on their neck, as Magnus has produced his own golden ankh around his necklace, and it is glowing with golden power.
That
He says,
fucker!
see, I can control the flow of life and death. And your life, it's not looking long, Victor. And that's where we'll end tonight.
Anubis. Oh god, I knew this was the Chris ending. I was like, he's setting it up.
We're
This
gonna
is the Chris
die.
ending.
We're gonna die. I know. I was keeping an eye on the time. I'm like, he's gonna end it right here. He's gonna end
Who
it right
is he? What is his mythos?
It's like
We're
Anubis
never
or
gonna find-
something. It's gotta
What
be.
is it?
Hades. He's gotta
We're
be
never
like
gonna
some.
find out.
I
God,
can't
life
die
is bad.
before I find
Yeah,
it out.
if y'all
damn
die
it.
on the boat fight.
Oh my god.
So that's where we'll end tonight. We're gonna go around and plug. Thank you all for joining us. Let's start
That was
with Alex first off the gate.
He is totally Karan Sam. I agree. Hi, I'm Alex, and you probably know me as Mr. Puddins. I am wearing eyeliner, and I play as Victor Belmont in this game. You usually can find me in other Chromatic Chimera stuff because I help run things around here. Next week, we have the 30th episode. Wow, the 30th episode of Steam Spell as we grow ever closer to confronting the terrible biomancers and Dr. Branson and bringing an over the year-long arc to a close almost. And then finally, next month, I will be beginning a new campaign, running a science fantasy campaign called Perilous Sun, The Haunted Warren. It's going to be taking place on a brand new setting I've slapped together during this quarantine, and Chris is going to be in it, and it's there's a really cool cast we got lined up. Session 0's next week, so we'll be announcing a start date really soon for that.
Cool, thank you. Anna.
Hi, everybody. I'm Anna. You can find me on Twitter at Nymeria941, and I also have a YouTube channel that's Anna Goldberg, which is just my name, where I talk about like books, board games, and tabletop RPGs. This is the only game I play with Chromatic Chimera currently, but I do have a new game coming up over on Encounter Roleplay. It's Dreams of Dust, which is a Deadlands noir story about a carnival in like the Dust Bowl era of the United States. That's going to be starting up next week on Thursdays at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So if you want to watch me do more noir stuff, I will be there.
Awesome, thank you. Cindy.
Hi, I'm Cindy. You can catch us over at Chance Encounters. We're back. We're doing Tales of Minery right here, Chromatic Chimera. Sundays, I believe, at Sunday, Nevi?
Yeah.
Sundays, 10 a.m. PST, 11 a.m. Mountain Time, noon Central, I think.
1 Eastern. Yeah, it's 1 Eastern.
Yeah, and also 6 British time because our DM's finally back, and he just went to England, and that's why we had to delay for so long. But yeah, really excited to get this all back up and rolling, and really excited to see you guys there.
Nevi.
Yeah, same as that. We're super excited, you guys. It's a really cute campaign. We're all part of a village council, and we're trying to keep the town from, being on fire, invaded by bandits, all these kind of normal things. I play Rami Luffred in that one, and she's kind of the opposite of Nora. So it's fun.
Sam.
Hey everyone, I am Sam. You can find me on Twitter at @TheSamWisest. I'm SamWise_GameG here on Twitch, where in theory I'm trying to stream a little bit more. I might be streaming tomorrow, so follow me if you want to see if I do or not. I am you can find me on Mondays right back here at the Chromatic Chimera. I'm in No Initiative's new Wildmount's Daring and Divine campaign. Come and see us as we play through the world of Exandria, the setting from Critical Role's latest Wizards of the Coast setting update. It's really fun. We just had our premiere last week, so it's a great time, a real easy time to come and catch up. Otherwise, you can see me on the first of the month. I'm in our monthly campaign Elsewhere on Tuesdays, and every other Wednesday you can see me in Agora's Bells or Steam Spell. Next Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, I think it is, I will be playing in a one-shot over on the Scraticus Academy. So come and check that out. And that's all I've got right now.
Thank you. I am Chris. I DM Agora's Bells that a few of these lovely folks have mentioned. Last week we uncovered I don't know, when did me and Alex start playing together? Like 3-year plot device that I've been using for a while that the Giant God was actually a cover for the Dragon Goddess Tiamat. So come by and check that out. That was a lot of fun, very jarring, and it was really fun to be able to get to delay this plot thing a couple campaigns for the nice payoff. I also DM Dead Winter, of course. I play in Steam Spell and Elsewhere. And I will be in Perilous Suns as well. I think that's it for me, but thank you so much, everybody, for joining, as my dog has puppy dreams. And we will be raiding somebody as we go out.
Yes.
Great.
We're going to sign off and raid.
All right. Thank you all for joining us. We will be back here next Friday and Monday as well. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.